Nets fans is the best fans. It's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets blog. And I gotta say, man, I'm a happy fan right now. You know what I mean? I just finished watching the Pacers game, and I'm more happy for the Pacers than being an ABA team and just getting you know what I'm saying? He said it's a parade inside my city, yeah. Yo, man, we out here, man. Mets fans is the best fans. And listen, at the end of the day, it is beautiful to say that we are here. We about to witness the finals. We got two NBA teams that never won the NBA championship facing each other. It's only the second time that this happened. The first time was Miami and Dallas in '06, I believe. And this is the second time OKC versus the, you know what I'm saying, Indiana Pacers. So I think it's interesting. You know, this is what I was trying to say in my $5 super chat. I gotta send a $10 super chat to actually squeeze in what I want to say. I tried to make it a tight squeeze and I couldn't do it. So Leaf was on there too, talking that bullshit. I couldn't believe I felt betrayed almost, but that's my guy. Like I said, I like the fact that we go to Player's Choice being obvious. I hope we get a segment where we got a show on there. You know what I'm saying? They got a Brooklyn Nets show where they, you know what I mean, got a separate show for the Brooklyn Nets fans, and we tap in. You know what I mean? Like, I figured me and him, we do the work. He, you know what I'm saying? He get a lot of clout over there though, so I got to do more work. But I don't know. It may be something we could finagle. You know what I mean? But shout out to Player's Choice, man. And again, what I was trying to say in my super chat on Player's Choice was this. Yeah, again, there was two teams but OKC is different because do they keep the Seattle Supersonic Championship? You know, could them going from Seattle to the Thunder? I don't like the comparing the Nets, because the Nets keep the same name and it just went right over the bridge. Like, the same fans that's in Jersey can come to Brooklyn and watch the games. Seattle to Oklahoma, that's that shit a drive. This is probably a plane ride. You take a plane ride from Jersey to Brooklyn, you're ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But if you take a plane ride from Seattle to Seattle to Oklahoma, that makes sense. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a little different. But it is the first time the Thunder, them being in Oklahoma, they go into the finals. So I can say that. And it's the first time that you know what I'm saying, Indiana Pacers going to the finals. I'm going to say that. Listen, I see the chat get heavy. I'm not going to lie. I was thinking about doing a whole show for myself and then the part 2 to the letting the panel come up, but it's ridiculous for me to just do 2 hours on my own. Like, real talk, I'm not fitting to do that. Listen, but I will get through the title before I throw the link in the chat. But for one, who won the trade? Who won the trade with OG going to the Knicks? And you know what I mean? He doing what he did. Does he deserve that contract? Or was he supposed to show up in games like this because of that contract? Because there was a little battle. You know, Toronto is involved in 2 of these situations with Siakam going to the Pacers. Excuse me. And also OG from the going to the Knicks from Toronto. And both of those guys was on the same team, and they didn't want to trust each other to make it work and build with that. And look, OG and Siakam is facing each other in the Eastern Conference Finals. I just think it's interesting conversation. You feel what I'm saying? I just think that Siakam had the advantage tonight. He looked like unstoppable. They could not do nothing with Siakam. Siakam is a really good player. Halliburton heat up, and yeah, he gets a lot of notoriety, but Siakam been hurting the Knicks all season. And the Knicks not having a stretch 4 tonight, stretch 5 to guard Thomas Bryant of all players, hitting threes from the corner, and Obi Toppin, pause. Obi won. The way Knicks fans have this machismo about not caring about the draft pick and seeing Obi-Wan dunk and yelling the camera like, oh, Like, y'all can't guard me. Y'all wrong for trading me. Y'all ain't played me to my full potential. And I told y'all that he couldn't play above the rim the same way they wanted. He does now. He shoots the three and he plays above the rim and he was grabbing rebounds. What's his stat line? What's Obi-Wan's stat line? Like I told you, I ain't gonna pull up nothing. I'm about to pull up all of that, but I just wanted to have some of these conversations, you know what I'm saying? See what's going on. But I see the chat is heavy. It's hard for me not to throw the link in the chat. I'm about to throw the link in the chat. I got the link right here. Hold on, I'm about to throw the. But I just want to say before I do that, let me get through the title just a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, you got my opinion is that the Knicks lost the trade to the Brooklyn Nets. You know, that's the Toronto side of the trade with the Pacers, and the Knicks. That part of the trade, but us and what we did, far as what Mikal Bridges was supposed to mean. So, in my opinion, they said this on Players' Choice, and I felt it, and I said this the same way, but I said it on a different time. But they said it again. The Knicks, they built a team to beat the Celtics, and they beat the Celtics, but they didn't build a team to win an NBA championship. They needed a couple more pieces. And speaking of draft picks, I'm going to say it now because I didn't want to say it then. They had a chance, an actual real chance at beating the Pacers had they played Kolek. They didn't play Kolek. That's why they lost this series. They didn't play their bench in the first two seasons. And then, again, just the whole getting to the Eastern Conference Finals over these grueling matches. You went to 6 with Detroit, real physical series. You made easy work out of the Celtics, in my opinion. You know, y'all made easy work out of them. But that wasn't it. The Pacers, a whole different situation. It's a whole different team. They got you playing. Jay said it. Shout out, this is JTV. He said it's 13 versus 7, which is hilarious. I don't know how many plays they played, but it looked like 13 versus 7, bro. They had to play these players, and for them to cut McBride minutes and give it to Shaman and just not give Kolek minutes when all of the Knicks fans was clamoring around Kolek because of the way he facilitated, and he give Brunson extra minutes on the bench. Like, it don't make sense that Tibbs is gonna be there next year. He on the hot seat. I'm not sure he there next year. I don't know what's going to happen with Tibbs. Tibbs, how you feeling, Tibbs? Are you comfortable, Tibbs? Do you feel the fans' pressure, Tibbs? Did you make any mistakes? Did you do what you were supposed to do in the playoffs? Had the system that you had with the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Chicago Bulls, the Knicks had granted you success late in the playoffs? No, it's a reason for that. It's a reason for that. It's a reason for that. Shout out to Brian, JP Farley. This is JTV. Shout out to all you guys, man. Shout out to Lecky T, Player One. Shout out to Ray LM. Shout out to BC. Yo, man, that's fans is the best fans. Shout out to Tyrone Davis. Shout out to Big Pre. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to what Big Pre say? Yeah, y'all funny in the chat. Ray LM say they crashing out in the spaces. Ray LM, show me the link to their spaces. Let's just go take a listen. Yo, y'all want to listen and Breezy that petty to go and actually listen to the Knicks fans complain about Mikal Bridges? Actually listen, make it part of the stream, listening to the tears flow. Other Knicks fans and how they mad they made all of these bad decisions to form a championship roster. Maybe it's karma because of what they did to the Nets championship roster. And that's why they can't figure out how to make a championship roster. The Knicks fans don't want nothing with I. They want nothing for the I and I. Oh my gosh. It's straight ridiculous. The Nets won this trade. Absolutely. If I trade 5-round picks, 6-round picks, first-round picks for a guy, let's just not put a name on him. But his mama named him Mikal Bridges. And then that said guy shows up the way he did tonight. No, he not a go-to. They said we don't need him to be a third option or a second or a first option. What? They said OG got the most points. Y'all had 60 points in the third quarter. Nasty work. OG can't score the ball when he's supposed to. Y'all can't stop nobody when they supposed to. OG and Mikal supposed to be these lockdown defenders to take the pressure off of Mitch and Cat. They could not take the pressure off of Cat and Mitch. Cat cannot outscore the Pacers on his own. Brunson cannot outscore. They are not who they were from season to season. They changed their identity. They don't know who they are. They knickerbockers. They fuckers. They motherfuckers. Knickerbockers. Nasty work. And the fans, even worse, ripping off a guy t-shirt in front of the guard. And who you guys think you are? And then not only that, throwing recycling bottles at a dude just wearing a Pacers jersey. He wasn't even, he didn't even play. And think about how he complimented the Knicks. The Knicks didn't even play the Pacers yet. He did, confident that the Knicks are going to beat them. He probably figured like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. I knew y'all was going to beat the Celtics. Have a good, you know what I'm saying, good series. And then, you know, none of that. They ain't give him none of that. No action. Shit crazy. Shout out to Leaf in the chat. This shit crazy. Player one, he says this loss was on Jalen Brunson, guys. He played great for most of the series, about to make 19 points on 18 shots in crucial game 6. Still Knicks fade. No, this ain't on Brunson. Brunson is exhausted. They had 5 different defenders on Brunson, 4 or 5 defenders on Brunson. Neesmith, Nemhard, and others guarding him. He trying to beat the whole team. He can't because of the other players not carrying the weight they supposed to carry. OG's supposed to be giving them more points. And he not supposed to be giving them points if OG can't lock Halliburton in the fourth quarter. If Mikal can't lock Halliburton in the fourth quarter, y'all only built that team to beat the Celtics. Because y'all figured they would be the best team in that who y'all gotta get through to get to the NBA Finals. That wasn't what the case was. Y'all celebrated way too early. Fans over here, we in Cancun. Look at my background. This is not by accident. I am a fan that went to Cancun. This is like fan heaven. I'm trying to get y'all the image of fan heaven. This is this is the afterlife of the season. Well, you know, this is what it looks like. You know, you see the sun, you see the trees, you see the water. It's beautiful. You learn to love it here because you love basketball. This is where the Knicks at. This is why I say, I tried to send them brochures about this place. They said, fuck those brochures. We don't want your brochures. You're not our brother or bro to be giving us brochures. Treated the Nets fans like trash. Hold on. My bad. Oh, man. What the hell? That's what they playing. In Cancun. Vacation in Cancun. Yeah, man. Let me throw the link in the chat, man, because y'all understand what I'm saying, man. Cancun. That's where I'm at, Jay. Cancun. Facts. Shit crazy. Quest 1, they said they well done like some ox rice and peas. Some oxtail rice and peas, huh? Well done.
Okay.
Shout out to This Is JTV, one of the better Nick fan trolls. Shout out to Brooklyn LM, a great Nick fan troll. We got nothing but
the fan coon background is funny.
Right, the fan coon is hilarious.
This pack feels amazing, man. I ain't gonna lie. This pack
I gotta go roll up a fresh Knicks pack.
How we feeling tonight?
Yeah, I was gonna put that in the title. Smoking on a Nick fan pack. And I said, nah, let me
Yo, they crashing out in the spaces, man. They crashing out. They saying trade cat. They say it's a bad look right now, man.
Yeah.
Did you put the link? Did you put the link?
Hold on. Start with that though. Brooklyn, start with that. Do you think they should trade Cat? How you feel about that?
They right now they focus is on Giannis. They trade Cat for Giannis.
That's
want to be in New York. Yeah. Trade Cat for Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Get him out of here. They off Josh Hart. You know what I'm saying?
They over the Zest.
They off a lot of people. They over at this point. Yo,
my God.
Street name. We gave them streets name. I ain't gonna lie. Josh Hart Street is gonna be burnt tonight. They might go crazy. I ain't gonna hold you.
They're already Big Cal Avenue.
Josh Hart. With Josh Hart.
Look what you did tonight.
Well, I ain't really watched the game. Low key, I was watching the fucking the DreamCon game. I don't know if y'all pay attention to them streamers.
Yeah, I was
shit,
watching
RDC, but I was watching that shit. So at halftime, because their game was good too, low key. That game was fire.
Friga went off.
Yeah, Friga dropped 30. Cam Wilder, I think his name had 20.
Josh Hart he got 4, 6, shot 1 for 6, 0 for 2 from the 3.
Josh Hart is a troll.
They ain't have a lot of rebounds.
He only has 6 rebounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I expect him to get normally.
He
usually do better than that.
Nah, he 0 for 2 from the 3.
Oh. Man, they brought him out the bench, so what they expect? You know what
apparently dislocated his finger, guys. That's why he wasn't playing well tonight, apparently. They already got the excuse.
Shout out to Obi Toppin too. You know what I'm saying? The Brooklyn native. Shout out to Obi.
Yeah.
Obi Toppin was like, y'all shouldn't have traded me. Every time he dunked, I seen him catch a few good dunks.
That dude is overrated as F, bro. OG, man. That dude is a
you gotta address him properly. His name is OG and a nobody. All right?
Okay. OG and a nobody.
Yeah, I didn't like him trying to press Cam Thomas that time. I ain't like him from then. Yo, Leaf, hold on. Let me address Leaf real quick. And I'm not trying to make a long soliloquy with Leaf. I know how you get Leaf. But I was really upset that you said that about on Player's Choice, bro. Because we both represent the Brooklyn Nets. They know what it is. And you said it like the Knicks was going to have a game 7. And I said it like the Pacers was going to win game 6. So I didn't know if that was some type. I didn't know what you had going on. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I know we got
it's called reverse psychology, nigga, bro. Pay attention, bro. Stop. Pay attention to what I do.
Yo!
Don't pay attention to what I say.
That's a ball. I ain't gonna lie. That's a ball.
Nah.
Nigga, Leaf said it like he was out there getting stops tonight.
Hey, Jack.
I was out there getting stops tonight, man.
Hey, Jack City just entered the chat.
Oh, no.
Jackson here? Where Jackson here?
He in the comments.
No, Jackson, you gotta pull up, man. Pull up, man.
You're not doing that.
No. Hold up. I will let him. I'm letting it be known, bro. I don't want to hear no comments. I don't want to hear, at least we got there. I don't want to hear we relevant. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Bring your ass up.
Because in the Knicks spaces, they wasn't letting that fans up.
That nigga Jack City crying inside right now. Hey, yo, Jack City, you crying inside, my nigga. You in the comments trying to be funny, but you crying inside for real. Bum ass nigga.
No, hold on. Why y'all doing all this negativity? Let me be nice. Know what I mean?
Right,
Because
be
I'm
nice,
gonna
Jay.
be realistic.
Where's
Know
your
what I mean?
manners?
Oh, look.
Let him
Hold on.
be
I'm gonna be
nice.
realistic.
Hold on. We skip, Jay. Jay was supposed to go next. Go ahead, Jay.
The same way that we got the 8th pick, and it's not exactly what we wanted, but it's the highest pick we got in a long fucking time, so we should be grateful. These niggas just got their ass whooped, and they should be grateful for getting to a place that no one expected them to get, and they're never gonna make it back there in a long time again. So they should be thankful. Like they should
That's a
really
fact.
they should put up a fucking banner that says we beat the last year champions and put it up there, because that's the closest they're gonna get to one for a long fucking
I
time,
mean, do they
especially
really though,
after
Jay?
trading
I like
for
that
6
spin,
p.m.
Jay.
man.
I like that spin. But at the end of the day, I look at it like this. Them
Man,
bum
we
ass
smoking on
niggas
that
even
new
missed the key opportunity to go to the finals.
No, they
But they
didn't.
was never going to the
They was
finals.
never
They was
going to win
never
the
They was never
series
going.
going
anyway.
to the
They was never
finals.
going to win the
Yeah, but
series
what I'm
anyway.
saying is they got Boston out of the way. Tatum got hurt. This was the clearest path for them. And like Jay
No, it
said,
wasn't.
you niggas
No, it
ain't
wasn't.
smelling the fucking finals for another 40 years, you bum ass niggas.
Wow.
Yo, they should be very grateful. Like they
Look,
were luckily to get cheated past the goddamn
Jack
Detroit
City, don't pay
Celtics.
him no mind. You're welcome on the panel.
The they cheated past the Detroit Celtics by the refs,
yo,
by the
Exactly.
skin of the refs. I was about to say the skin of their teeth, but by the skin
Detroit
of the
should have
refs.
advanced that series. That's
And
a
then
fact.
they got a
yo,
hobbled Boston Celtics, and they thought they was gonna get past the Pacers easy. I told y'all before, the Knicks can
yo,
only they can't let you down if they don't get your hopes up first. They gotta get your hopes up. Now y'all on your fucking head.
Hey, yo,
listen,
Jack City,
hey,
man. Hey, Jack City,
yo,
you think y'all won that Mikal Bridges trade? You still think you won that? How he play tonight?
hold up, hey, yo, hold up, bro.
I love seeing
Yo, hey,
Mikal shoot in the clutch.
hey,
Whenever he go to shoot in the
Mikal played
clutch,
as good
it
as
just
Cameron Payne did tonight. Cameron Payne
great.
didn't even play tonight.
Hold on,
Yo,
y'all.
Breezy, I'm gonna allow you to waste 10 minutes of this Knicks fan of our time by bringing this Knicks fan up here, bro. I don't want to hear nothing in the chat. I don't want to hear no colors, no nothing.
Man, leave it
I'm
to
not.
crazy. He said,
I
"I'm
don't
gonna
want to hear
allow you."
nothing.
Hold on. Let Jay finish. I want to hear what Jay got to say about the trade, because that's what I wanted to talk about. Like the Mikal Bridges trade. For everything that we got for Mikal Bridges, in your opinion, do you think that the Knicks won the trade with them getting to the Eastern Conference Finals?
No,
No.
I do not, because I feel like if you just get into the Eastern Conference Finals, for 6 picks, you should be winning multiple championships. Like just getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, that's worth maybe 2 picks. You know what I mean?
That's a fact, Jay. Jay speaking fact.
You're
And
asking the wrong question. Did they win the Karl Anthony Towns trade where they
Woo!
gave up DiVincenzo and Randall and some
Jack
more
City,
shit
take
to
your
get?
bum
I
ass to
mean,
sleep,
please, they
man.
both got packed up. So I mean, it is what it
Yeah,
is.
And Cat was.
Minnesota,
I'm talking about
Minnesota got packed
Mikal.
up
Cat was
first. I ain't
supposed to
gonna
be
lie
the
to you.
Hold on. All right,
Cat
so
was
let
supposed
me.
to be the star number 2, and Cat
Hold
was in
on.
there getting
So hold on
strapped up.
hold on
Pause.
for
Yeah,
clarity. What
Cal
this
went 8 for
roster was supposed
19.
to do? What
Damn.
this roster to keep this roster together? What was the Knicks to do? What do they keep this roster together because of the success of going to the Eastern Conference Finals? Or they
Hell
got shit?
no.
No.
They gotta make some moves.
Blow it up so we can get our picks that they gave us, bro. That's what you do. Shit. Blow it up like you normally do, bro. Y'all some failures, bro. Get out of here. Skedaddle, bro. Get out of my game. Get off my court.
These
Let a
niggas
real
is gonna
back.
look
Let a
so.
real.
They gonna look so trash by
Now
2027.
that
Oh
we
my
done with the
god.
dog and pony show, we could get down. Now we could get down to a real actual basketball finals.
Hold on. We
Hey, we
gotta
gotta go rounds.
hold on. We gotta keep it in
Damn,
order. We
Leaf.
can't.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
You
So
you
I
that
told you, man.
excited, bro?
Leave gonna take the whole shit over
well,
Debo.
You the
and
Nobody should be
I
holding me
told
back
y'all.
tonight.
I told y'all my new
Nobody.
name for Mikal Bridges, man. Everybody got to call him 6 p.m. from now on, man. He's 6 picks mix, but it's 6 p.m. for short, man. And that's always the right time, man.
6 pick Mick.
I call
Yeah,
Mickey D's Bridges at this point.
6 p.m., man.
Hold on, yeah.
Hold
Hold on. We heard
Hold
from
on.
Jay. You want to
Chipotle.
finish, Jay? Was you
Yeah, I
finished?
was done.
What about you, Brooklyn LM? You wanted to say, because I just went to you first because I wanted to hear the Nick fan pain. That was me being immature, being petty. But tonight's game. What you thought about
It was close until like second half. You know what I'm saying? The Pacers went crazy.
That shit was ass.
Halliburton. You know what I'm saying? Turned up. Siakam turned up. Obi Toppin turned up.
30 piece.
And this is what I was saying with bench depth. Like their depth is just deeper. Thomas Bryant went crazy tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Breeze
Tony
already said
Bradley
it.
went
LM
out.
a 13-7 is crazy.
Yeah. Thomas Bryant showed out. That nigga was scorching from the 3-point line
They
tonight.
had 7 players in double digits, bro.
How are you
Yeah.
going to win in a 13-7 for real? Like, how do
Like
you expect to
13
win?
assists is insane, bro. But they went, you know what I'm saying? Nemhard did a really good job on Brunson tonight. You know what I'm saying? They was
Yeah.
just throwing all type of defenders at him, throw him off his game. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Pacers was
Yeah.
the better team. I said Pacers in 6. And as of right now, this is what happens. I think this is showing you how much, you know what I'm saying, 8-man rotation,
I see.
9-man rotation is cool, but when you got depth on your team, it's gonna take you far. It's gonna take you far. You need bench depth. They don't have that. So I mean, it is what it is. Now they in Cancun. Knicks fans is you know what I'm saying? They on the a whole lot of they about to crash out. They might be on, you know what I'm saying, some sort of watch. You might have to look out for that. But
Suicide
other than
watch.
that, yeah, they definitely.
If you
I didn't want to
can't
say the
say that
word.
on
'Cause
YouTube,
I didn't want to say the word.
no.
Right.
But
Yo,
You don't got to
yeah, I
say
didn't
the
want to say the word.
obvious.
Yeah, but as of
I
that
said
on
right
it.
now,
YouTube.
I mean, it's a good vibe. You know, Nets fans, we up right now. Saying now we can look forward to the draft. We can look forward to probably getting
Yeah, but
Spears
no,
or
but
whatever
that's
the
the
case
thing.
may
You
be.
don't think? I think that's part of the conversation too. We could go in Brooklyn, LM, and John. Y'all can have that conversation just to kind of make it like two, so that way we could get through to the panel. Because we got Brian Ice Leaf, Notorious on the panel, Big Priest on the panel. I just want to get through it. Is how significant the draft picks were. You know, this all in this conversation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in these two
Well, I
teams.
know our eighth pick is gonna be better than Bridges, so that to me brings me happiness. I ain't
No.
gonna hold you.
What the fuck
That,
he just
but
say?
I mean, at this point in time, I just think that realistically, they gonna have to do some in terms of trading. I don't think you're getting Giannis, but what can you do at this point? I mean, you pretty much signed
Pope.
Brunson. You took that too, but signed Brunson. Cat contract don't look tradable to me. I
Doesn't
mean, I
matter.
don't know who the fuck getting him. Mitchell Robinson. Do you trade him? Do you keep
150
him? I don't
million.
know.
Jesus.
Like that team, second apron looking nasty for them. So I mean, it is what it is at this point. This was their best year to win a chip. They basically got it handed to them, and they shit the bed as Knicks fans, as Knicks usually do. So it is what it
It's
is.
beautiful to see.
Exactly.
Word.
So
John,
John can go to.
yeah, yo, shout out to Brooklyn LM, man. Like I told y'all, these are the top Nick fan trolls, man. Hard act to follow with these two guys, John, man. What you got, man?
You know what's amazing? I went into the Lion Den on B Kawhi Hoop Show to talk to Knicks fan Harlem and Ribby. You know what I said? I said Pacers in 6. I stood on business. He came on the show saying me and Leaf, we probably only number 1. Now we put Emmy number uno. We stood
Oh
on
yeah, where
business.
Harlem
And
at?
look what
Harlem was
happened
looking for
tonight.
Leaf. He ain't looking for Leaf tonight. It's quiet.
Nah, he in Costa Rica with all the other Knicks fans. Drinking Mai Tais, whatever the hell you want to call it. Well, listen, at the end of the day, man, this is what it was leading to. Those Villanova buddies, man, they were talking mad shit for a year and a half, man. Making fun of us with Bridges, saying, oh, you got Squidward on your team. Yeah, well, guess what? You got Bubble Bats and Dash Hart, who has had more highlights on a podcast than an actual basketball game. So if they want to trade him away, trade away for some seconds of takeout food, bro. That's all you're going to get. And you want to trade Carthy Towns away? Man, trade that lamppost, the big bodega, some couple little meow meows, man, at this point. Get out of here with that crap. Bro, listen, you want to hear some facts tonight, man? The Knicks choked. They choked tonight, man. Listen, Jalen Brunson, that mother flopper, he tried damn hard. He did. And Carthy Towns and OG, listen, OG, I know, man. Woo! What? Kicking that guy in the nuts, man, was worth it, right? And then Towns to a Turner. And guess what that got you? Missed free throws tonight. And you got cooked. At the end of the day, man, the Knicks, they were going to do everything they could tonight to try to steal from the Pacers, and they got cooked. You got cooked by Obi Toppin. Not once, not twice, but thrice. Thrice you got cooked by Obi Toppin. How does it
Tell
feel,
me
Knicks fans, to know that Obi Toppin wasn't even traded for? Now, how does it feel for Obi Toppin, who wasn't even traded for 6 first-round draft picks, to have way more of an impact than Mikal Bridges? How does it feel, Knicks fans? It's called reality check, not fantasy land. And all those games, and wait, let me finish this. And those Game 7 hats, Knicks fans, you created, you know what? I'm feeling generous. Hey, guys, you available for Monday? Pizza's on me, boys.
John, hold on. I gotta say, John wasn't just ranting. I wanted to add the context to his soliloquy. Obi Toppin, 25 minutes, 7 for 11, 2 for 4 at the 3-point line, 18 points tonight, 6 boards, 5 defensive, 1 offensive, 3 blocks, and he has some good blocks. I'm not gonna lie.
Hell
and
yeah.
When you contrast that to Mikal Bridges, 32 now wasn't shabby, but to the point, it wasn't better than Obi-Wan. 32 minutes, 6 for 9, 1 for 2 behind the 3-point line. 4 assists, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 15 points. Now I'm gonna go with Obi-Wan stat line and what I seen him actually out there doing to what I seen with the eye test with what Mikal Bridges was doing tonight. And I'll say this. Yeah, it was fun to see, man. It was fun to see. But go ahead, John. I don't want to be.
No, man. Listen, at the end of the day, I feel great about the picks where we're at. We got gold right now to work with, especially that 2031 Knicks pick. Listen, this team is not going to be good for much longer. They had their little window short term, right? Well, guess what? It's about to get a lot shorter because you got to pay Mikal this summer, a guy who had as much of an impact in this playoff series as Cameron Payne did. That's how bad he was in this series, man. And now they're stuck paying him. So, Knicks fans, enjoy those Game 7 hats you created the other day and enjoy paying this guy this summer because the real pain's about to start. Meanwhile, for Brooklyn, we're about to construct this team. We're about to come up there right with you right now. We're going to compete to see who really does own New York. Because guess what? It wasn't you Knicks guys tonight. Damn sure wasn't. So I feel great about where we're at right now. And for Jalen Brunson, let's give this guy a round of applause. Mr. Flopper himself. You wanted Mikal Bridges. You wanted your buddy. You wanted Josh Hart. I guess you wanted the 7-foot lamppost Karl Anthony Towns. You got everything you wanted because Papa Brunson wants to make you happy, Jalen, and now you're stuck with it. So good luck, Mr. Flopper. While we skip it to the top.
John, let me say, I don't know if he wanted Cat because
because
remember he took a pay cut to keep his buddies together, and they traded his buddy as soon as he signed the paper. That's
just it. Are we trying to win championships or are we trying to win friendships? Because if you want friendships, you got your result tonight. So listen, this is what they got to deal with. For the Nets right now, it's nothing but top from here, man, at the end of the day. Let's make this draft happen. Let's make the summer happen. Let's start building.
Leaf. Do your thing, man. You see Harlem talking crazy in the chat? Do your thing, man. Do your thing, man. I ain't even gotta say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Before you even say something, bro, did John sound like he was with the NWO with the Hulkamaniac? He sounded like he was on NWO.
Hey, I watch some pro wrestling my day, man.
Damn, Harlem bad. He came in with the motherfucking Frankston. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh! I thought this guy be in Costa Rica right now.
Yo, Harlem,
I'm telling you, bro.
Man. See, that's what happens when you buy team shoes. When you buy team shoes, your hormones be real all over the place.
Hold on. Leaf gonna get you right, Harlem. Don't worry about it. Leaf gonna get you right.
Because somebody came in the Knicks space and it was like, yo, if you don't want the Frank thrown at you, if you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? We New York. That's just how we get down. Don't be trolling. But at the same time, it's like, is that crazy? You gotta get a Frank thrown?
Nah, that Frank shit, you fuck around get slapped. Stop playing, man. And I'm not talking about Harlem, period. I'm just talking about period. Just don't say that to men. Don't say that to men. Bro. Like what kind of Diddy shit is that to say to another man anyway?
Stop, man. It's childish.
Man, Weezy, you banned him?
No. I put him on top. I think Leaf
I didn't ban him. I didn't ban him. I didn't ban him.
Maybe he was banned at the same time as equal a ban. I don't know, but I definitely put.
I didn't ban him. I didn't ban
hourglass on it. They got an hourglass.
Does it say time out when you time them out, or does it say ban?
No. I think to Ice's point, when it got that hourglass next to it, that means timeout, regardless if it's a ban. Okay. Yeah, so it's a timer on how long they're banned. You know what I mean? So I just want him to rethink it because I never said disrespectful anything about the Knicks. I gave my honest opinion, and I never said nothing disrespectful about Harlem. I just gave my opinion. I told him the truth. I said, yeah, well, Harlem Mac. He ain't show his face until I said something. You say, yo, I'm gonna come looking for you. No, you were wrong. Man up about it. A fan up about it. You ain't gotta come with disrespect. Look at King Ribby in the chat. He talking his shit, but he ain't being disrespectful. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't bring that energy to Hoops page. I don't come over there being disrespectful. You know what I mean? Don't come over there talking crazy. You know, I want to give you the wrong impression, like that's something safe to do. Word. But
Yeah, a Nick fan was calling me fucked up by shit, man.
Who that was Nine?
Nah, another Nick fan.
Hey, Breeze. I would just like to elect, bro. Like, listen, when we dealing with nights like this, bro, but like, can we all get individual invites? Because I don't want people like we're messing around with the link, bro, and then some weirdo come up in here, bro. Like, because you already know.
I'm on point for that. I'm on point. I'll mention it to you too. You know what I'm saying?
All right, cool.
I know you say I was listening to the episode when you say you want to be internet security. I had missed some of this.
I do want to be. I want to be internet authority, police.
Yeah,
all the
authority.
Shit.
Yeah, Jay. I heard the part that I missed while the show was happening that I heard was about the something that how the conversation led to gynecologists because he wanted to see Punani, and he was like, "Yo, you're gonna have to see the bad ones too." I was crying like.
Nah. But leave. But nah, I wasn't. Nah.
That wasn't you. That wasn't you.
No. I know what Jay said, bro. Like,
if you internet security, you're gonna have the worst inbox in the world, bro.
No. See, that's where you're wrong, bro. See, I get to traffic the shit before it hits the inbox. You get what I'm saying?
But
so
you gotta see all of it, and then once you see it, they're gonna be appealing it. So then you gonna look at the appeals. Like it's gonna be you gotta recheck. Like it's gonna be pictures. It's gonna be pictures with some nasty shit in the background, and you gonna have to zoom in to see the shit, like to make sure
Nah. You got it, because they're gonna have the shit that you got on Twitter before you like read like like unwarranted thing. Like, yo, this picture is too graphic. Are you sure you want to view this? I'm gonna be like, nah. I'm gonna let it be known, bro. Like if it say that off the rip, bro, I'm getting rid of it. I'm not even looking at your shit, bro. That ass.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying. Once they send the appeal, you got to check it out now. Now it's an investigation. You got to dig deep into the content.
No, I don't, man. Listen, you straight to jail. You straight to jail.
Hold on. Let's keep it going.
All right, come on.
It's Big Priest go. Big Priest, talk to us, bro.
Hold on 1 second.
I too, prior to the series starting, said Patriots in 6.
Good luck,
that's what I said. It's video proof. I stood by it. I mean, these people, they really could have lost in 5 if the Pacers wanted to get them up out of there, but they kind of took a game off. It looked like, but
facts. I said the same shit. Yo, Priest, did you see Halliburton say that it's better to win on your home court? Like it's better to celebrate on your home court.
Yeah, because last year they beat them in New York, so.
Yeah, so I seen he said that, and I'm like, did they take a game off? Because all of them showed up in all black today, like it was a funeral. Like
that was crazy, bro. They all came in all black. They knew what it was. In that third quarter, they absolutely took off on them dudes. And y'all gonna give Brunson a pass? I'm not. That dude supposed to be the best player. He a ball hog. He flop all over the court. He had 19 points and 18 shots or some shit like that. And then you don't know if that's all you do. You don't play defense. All you do is score. You was getting your ass locked up. You're not as good as you without all the free throws. You're not as good as you pretend to be.
Damn, I should have had the buttons on. I'd have been dropping mad bombs while you was talking just now. Like boom.
Should have done my promo, Jay. I was expecting some.
Cat doggone in there. Oh my God. Got locked up by Siakam and all them dudes. And imagine playing in the game, because the refs are still on cap tonight. Imagine playing in the game and needing the nuts and getting a foul called on you. Like what?
Exactly.
Like and that happened twice.
Yep.
Crazy. OG did it to Miles Turner, and Cat did it to Siakam, I believe. You get need in the nuts. You going straight up and need in the nuts, which forces your body to bend down, because that's a natural reaction if somebody hitting you where you're not supposed to be hit at. And you get the foul called on you. They review it and say that that's a normal shot. How is that a normal shot? Draymond got a flagrant and throwed out the game for a similar thing. So the NBA be on cap. They
They're just
tried to
trying to
help the
extend that
Knicks,
shit, man.
Man, do you see what
but Thomas
Towns did
Bryant
to
said
Neesmith?
no, sir. And I
No.
like Halliburton in that last minute hitting the 33-footer
Ooh,
just for you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
shits and giggles,
that was
just to
fire.
send you
crazy.
on your way,
Right.
with that. Take that with you back to Madison Square Garden. Go watch some
Facts.
Yankee games, even though they pissed me off today. But go do something else with your time, New Yorkers. You know what I'm saying? Get Knickerbockers.
Right.
Um, these dudes wouldn't have beat Detroit, shouldn't have beat Detroit, but the refs screwed Detroit. I agree with whoever said that. The refs screwed Detroit. They shouldn't have made it out the first round.
I said that.
Um, the second round they won and made it out of there. I don't care if they was up 3-1. Boston dominated every game. The Knicks won like what 10 minutes of them first 3 or 4 games because Boston was stupid.
Right.
So if Tatum
All
don't get
right.
hurt, I don't think they make it out the second round. Indiana was healthy. They were healthy. So you can't use the excuse they used last year. Oh, we had all these injuries. Oh, the people was hurt. No, everybody was there. And Indiana still whooped that ass. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
and they
saying? That's why everybody trying to trade everybody. No, Milwaukee ain't taking no cat for Giannis. Sorry.
Yeah. Why would they ever
Try
do that?
again.
they were
Like,
trying to
You know what
why?
I'm
injure the
saying?
Pacers tonight.
They
Did you see what
scrambling,
Towns
baby.
did to
They
Neesmith?
scrambling. They
Did you guys
trying
see
to
what
do
Towns did to
something to make
Neesmith?
them.
He landed
They
on his
trying to do
knee,
something
man.
to make themselves relevant. Like they just
They
scrambling for
they've
trade
been they've
ideas.
been reaching for stars because they was we gonna get Kevin Durant and Kyrie. That didn't happen. We gonna get this person. We gonna get that person. Brunson wasn't even considered a star, right? Those were the type of players they got. Julius Randle, Brunson, lower end players. Cat got traded there. Cat wouldn't have just went there and signed off free agency. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even. They are who they are, and they gonna be who they gonna be, and that's not a champion.
And the
Man.
thing
Them
is, with the
motherfuckers ain't won since '73.
Did you see what Towns did to
yo,
Neesmith? He
priest,
almost hurt his
the thing
knee. He
is,
fell on him.
what you talking about the free agents not wanting to come there, it's going to be because of the backlash of the shit that happens tonight. Like the fact that they got the farthest they ever got in Mad Long, but all they going to do is shit on them niggas. These niggas trash. Oh my God, trade everybody. And that's why nobody wants to play for them.
Hmm.
Facts.
Kevin Durant didn't have to come to us if the Knicks were so great, and everybody say, "Oh, he only went there because of Kyrie." Well, they could have signed Kyrie too. It's all bullshit.
Exactly.
People wanted to go play for the Knicks. All these free agents, they ain't even Carmelo didn't even sign with them as a free agent. He got traded there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Who is the
So
last
you
big
gotta
time
ask
free
yourself though,
agent that the
real
Knicks
quick,
got?
Priest, because they always act like it's an honor to play for the Knicks. But you gotta ask yourself, who is the last big time star free agent that was willingly to sign with the Knicks?
I don't remember.
Exactly.
I don't remember. That's a good
I know
Nobody.
point.
they offered LeBron James
Well,
a
hold on,
piece of
hold
the
on.
MSG
I'm gonna ask
channel
y'all a
and he
question.
turned it down.
Y'all might know because I don't. Was the Stoudemire traded there or did he sign there?
Mm.
I don't know.
Wasn't he traded there from Phoenix? If I'm not
I thought
mistaken.
he was traded there. That's why I said. So
I
every
thought
but
I
every
thought LaMelo signed. I thought
I'll
Carmelo
check.
signed there. You said he got traded.
yeah, he got traded. They traded
Okay.
Wilson Chandler, uh Raymond Felton, uh they traded like 4 or 5 the Gallinari, um and there were a couple more dudes for Carmelo to Denver. They traded their whole depth piece to Denver.
Got you.
Stoudemire opt out of his deal and signed with New York.
Okay, so that's the last free agent
So
they signed.
that's the last free agent of significance that the Knicks have signed that was willingly
And that was
to go to the Knicks.
2010.
Yeah.
Right.
That was
But they swear
2010,
everybody
bro.
should be so honored to play for them, but yet nobody wants to play for them willingly.
You know why? Because what they did tonight, they tried to cheat their way to the win, man, with these low blows. And you see what Towns did to Neesmith? He nearly broke the kid's knee. Like you run into a guy, that's supposed to be a charge. The guy
And
almost
and
hurt
and
his
then what?
knee.
And then since when can you hook a person when you're posting up? Because he does that all the time.
Facts.
He hooks the person to move them out the way, and then he'll grab their arm and run that. Like what? This dude, they everybody say Cat so skilled, man. Cat be doing little sneaky shit. He not that good,
He a
but
flopper. He
it
a 7 foot flop. That's what
Yo,
he is,
but that's
man.
what they teach on the Knicks, it seemed like. Because you ain't see the video of Brunson grabbing Matherin jersey while he was running? Like Matherin running, he
yeah,
grabbing
he
his
does that
jersey
a
to
lot.
slow him down so he could get
Yo,
in front of him.
facts.
Like,
That was nasty.
But this
they
this is
just
He
do
does
why,
that a
and I
dirty
lot.
think
shit over there.
this is why he has to do that because he's small. Like he can't guard nobody. The only thing he
He's
can resort
small.
Facts.
to is
Right.
freaking pulling on jerseys. He could ball on the offensive end. I ain't saying that, but overall, he a
Defensive
liability in the starting
liability.
lineup. Yeah, you gonna get
Man, that
cooked.
And
dude, that dude
he
get
kind
hella
of offensive
passes.
liability too, because all he do is dribble the ball, and then go shoot. Like he take up mad at the shot clock, and yeah, he could make shots, but he's not rotating the ball. He's supposed to be the point guard. He's not. He doesn't put his other players in positions to shine. And I feel like since they traded Hartenstein, because Hartenstein was his only dude that he was really making sure scored.
Listen, they lost all their grit when they let Hartenstein go and Dotson, the other guys. They actually had a team that was gritty last year. This year, there were a bunch of marshmallows out there. Like, when did you ever see them defensively for like a week straight lock multiple teams down? I didn't see it for most of the season,
And
especially
the
in the
two
playoffs. They
people
were
that
a minus
you
81 in the playoffs. So even if you got through the first 2 rounds, you barely did. It wasn't like you
and the
dominated. Well, come on.
and the two people that you traded in Obi and the person that you let go in free agency are now in the NBA Finals.
Yo,
Nasty,
fast. They got Obi
nasty work.
Toppin for second round draft picks, and not once, twice, but thrice he cooked them. That's wild. That's wild in itself.
I don't even know where they go. Like, I don't think a Brunson-led team is gonna win you anything. Like,
And a
I really,
cat led team damn sure ain't.
Yeah. John Hurst just wants
Yeah, but
Carlton
Nah, that
Towns
ain't
in a
right.
pick for
Becky Hammond.
Giannis. He
Hello,
wants it so badly. Like,
but
get out of here.
Becky Hammond said that, and niggas got mad at him when she said niggas ain't
yeah,
winning
I
the
agreed
finals
when she
with
said
fucking
that
Brunson.
too. Right, I agreed when she said
Because
that.
you
You know,
can't win with a
unless you're
small guard.
Curry, you can't win. Right, you can't do it. It's unless you're,
Nah,
with the exception of Isaiah Thomas and Steph, it's hard to
What
win with a small guard.
championship Isaiah Thomas got? None.
Um,
They
exactly.
don't?
Yeah, he ain't
Oh,
got no chip.
oh damn.
They packed him up out of there for Kyrie.
Oh wait,
I ain't
what?
I ain't talking about
Y'all
Zeke. I'm
talking?
talking about
Oh,
We
you
talking
Oh
about
talking about
the
Zeke? You talking about Detroit
no. I
yeah,
Pistons?
said
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not talking about Zeke.
yeah, I was
I
about to
said I'm
say,
not
what you mean?
I
talking
thought he
about
was
Zeke.
talking
Yeah,
about Isaiah Thomas from the Celtics.
I am.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I
He
was
talking
talking
about
about.
Junior. Okay,
Yeah. I'm not talking about Zeke. I know Zeke got a chip,
I was about to
Yeah.
say
multiple
what?
chips.
Right, I was confused for a
Right,
second,
which
but
is
yeah,
why I think that's why they said Zeke and
That's why I
Curry are
call
the
him Zeke
exceptions.
and call the other one Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, like
got you, got you.
Zeke and Curry are the exceptions. Like they actually got a ring, but other than that, you really can't win with a small guard. Like it's really
and
hard.
and that's because
For
Cat get a
me, I
pass
call
for not playing no defense.
Isaiah Thomas, and his son is It. That's
Yo,
the
I'll
way
be
I
honest. Cat
remember
and
him.
Brunson are the same player. The only difference is height. They're way more similar than they appear to be.
Hold
Brunson
on,
Well,
and
hold
I
on,
mean,
y'all.
they
Hold on,
both
y'all.
they
Let's hear from Ice, man. We ain't hear from Ice yet. Yo, Ice, you there?
yeah,
Cook 'em
yo, yeah,
Ice.
Yo, Ice,
yeah,
talk to us, man. You had the live on TikTok. Nick fans was in the chat. What was going on?
For like
Talk to us.
5 hours.
yeah.
Well,
Talk to
damn,
us,
Hold on.
Ice.
Ice.
What was
First,
happening,
first,
man?
the first thing I gotta say is, can we get a moment of silence? You know what I'm saying? Can we get a moment of silence for the Knicks, bro? Hold on. I gotta move the mic.
Can we?
Yeah,
Quick
I'm
30
back
seconds.
now. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give them a moment of silence. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
nah, the Knicks fans didn't show up tonight. My chat was, you know what I'm saying, OKC fans, Pacers fans. I had like two Knicks fans in the chat,
Mhm.
and they was talking about fouls and they'll be back next year. You know what I mean? You know what
Oh
I'm saying? Knicks,
man.
Knicks fans. Oh,
So they
Halliburton,
did they
Halliburton.
concede early? Because it was a close game until halftime.
Yeah, they came in the chat early. They came like 8 minutes left in the game. Like, yo, I'm about to pull up ice. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all here early, bro. I ain't know y'all gonna pull up like that. Halliburton need a streak in Manhattan, bro. Him and Trey Young. Whoever said that in the chat, him and Trey Young need a streak in Manhattan, bro. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Fact.
Yeah.
Halliburton
Word.
for mayor.
Yo, now
Give him
Hallie was
Steel
going to
City.
work in the fourth quarter, man. He gave them some floaters, back to back floaters. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
them
he done turned
floaters are
me.
nasty.
Yeah, he
I
scored
ain't
like
gonna
four
hold you.
times in a row.
Hallie
Yeah, like
Magic, man. Hallie Magic.
I was laughing on the stream, like y'all in trouble because he's starting to show off right now. You know what I mean? He really starting to show off.
Facts.
And he had them two on a fast break when he did the fake pass. He looked to the left and my bad, to the right, fake passed it and went up for the lay. I was like, oh man, he killed. They was running into each other. I'm like, this game right here,
Nah,
game
that
over.
pass he did to Obi on. I think he was driving to the rim. He did like a pass to
A
Obi
lob,
on the cut. Yeah, the
yeah,
lob.
yeah,
That shit
yeah.
was nasty, yo.
Them like nah, they had like 8 plays back to back. That was like highlights, bro, like highlights. And I'm like, damn, like yo, that Knicks is fighting for their life out here, yo. They
Yo,
like, nah, bro,
facts.
it's game over, bro. It's game. You know what I mean? Sorry, I feel sorry for the Knicks fans that was talking trash in my live. All 71 of y'all that pulled up and didn't pull up today. That's bad news, bro. That's bad news. Heard?
Yeah, man.
I gotta get it
I
together.
told that Boston. I'm telling you, them throwing trash on the Pacer fan and then them celebrating in the Boston series like they actually did
That,
something. It was gonna be karma, man.
that
Yo,
was so
It was gonna be
pathetic,
they thought
man.
they won the chip versus Boston, bro. They thought they won the finals. They
Nah,
thought
man.
that was it.
Exactly.
They thought
Listen,
that was
listen.
yeah, go ahead.
Listen, we may talk smack with Knicks fans, but none of us would ever throw garbage at anybody. Listen, we could debate you,
Right.
we could debate you, we're gonna play on the court or anything like that. But we're never gonna throw garbage at you. Like that is just there's no reason to do it, man. Grow up. You're supposed to be
I feel
adults,
like
not
Nets
children.
fans has always been the more level-headed out of the fan base. Like we're not gonna sit there and throw like we'll talk our shit on Twitter,
Bro, even them
on
people
the
that was
internet,
ripping
like
the
even in
jersey.
person.
Y'all saw that?
Yeah.
You saw
Yeah.
that they ripped the jersey off a man? Like, yo, it's like, bro, this
That's
dude paid
wild.
$119 for that jersey, and y'all just ripping the jersey off somebody back.
I know
Like, that's fucked
Indiana
up.
finna be lit tonight, bro. New York finna be quiet. Manhattan finna be real quiet. Indiana about to be lit, bro. Everywhere, everybody
Oh yeah,
getting
and
free.
definitely lit
You know
tonight.
what I'm saying?
They better get those signs off the streets, man. I think a certain man might be losing some votes.
You giving them something for Eastern Conference Finals? Like they
And they
ain't
didn't even
do
win it.
anything.
They didn't even
Hold
win
on.
it. They just got there.
Facts.
You gotta give Pascal undrafted G Leaguer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out for winning that award tonight. Shout out to Pascal for that, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to
Yo,
Nimhard. We haven't even
Pascal
talked
balled
about
out this
Nimhard
year.
tonight, man. Defensively, solid performance from Nimhard tonight. He really took the ball by the horns guarding Brunson the whole night, literally. He was solid.
Siakam balled out this series, man.
Facts.
I ain't gonna hold you. He balled
Facts.
out. I him and Halliburton, like the whole team as a whole, but like somebody will look at the stats and be like, "Oh, this dude only put up like 6 points per game this series or whatever." But there's
Yo,
more to it
Ice,
than that.
Yo,
what you think about them taking Brunson out with 2 minutes left in the game?
I think that's what they
It
needed
was
to
it was
do.
the right time,
Yeah, and yo, they should took him out with 8 minutes left in the game, bro.
bro.
Because they started when they started trapping him and they started
Yeah,
getting turnovers.
yeah.
I'm like, that's it, bro. Like he couldn't do nothing after that. They couldn't figure out what to do after they started trapping
Yo,
him.
Jay Harlem asked you a question, a
Yo,
question in the
Oh,
chat.
man.
beginning of the fourth quarter,
What's the
it
question?
was a wrap. They should have took him out, yeah,
He
early.
said, "Jay, what the Nets win? Stop it."
Yo, stay on topic. And stay on
Fact.
topic. Like,
All of my friends,
stay
yo,
on topic. Like we're
yo,
talking about what happened in current events. Now, I mean, if you want to talk about the history, we could talk about that later. But right now, it's current events. Y'all lost. Talk
Allie
Yeah,
about
is
that.
Harlem,
Say,
I
have
get
a
you
comment
support
about
both
that.
teams. And
Harlem, have a
Harlem, I give
comment
you
about
support
that.
both
And
teams.
another thing I want to say to Harlem is, why did you pretend to be a Nets fan for mad long and then
Yo.
jump on the Knicks bandwagon? What's up with
fact.
That's a
that?
fact. Hey, yo, Jay, I
Nah,
knew
That's
something.
that's a
Jay,
question that needs to be answered.
Jay, I knew something was suspect with this nigga because I ain't never met a fucking
Nets
Brooklyn
fan
Nets
from
fan from
Harlem,
Harlem in my life.
it's that
right?
Yo,
Manhattan blood, bro.
Something,
And
something
you
was
really
up. I
thought a
was like,
Harlem
something
dude
is
was
up.
gonna be a real
Like it was,
Nets fan, bro?
like
Yeah,
it was a
used to be
nigga.
my
I don't know if
homie.
y'all know.
Now
It
you
was this
acting like
nigga.
you don't know me.
It was this nigga on Twitter. He was from Philly. And he was talking about he was a Nets fan. I'm like, bro, you from Philly? You a Nets fan? Come to find out, he was a Kevin Durant fanboy. He
Wow.
was
A lot of
and he
them,
was only rooting
a
for
lot
the
of them
Nets because
left,
Kevin
bro.
Durant was here.
A lot of them left after KD and them did, bro. A lot of them left.
Yeah, and I was
I
glad
feel
they
like the
did.
real
And that
fans is the
depend on
ones
what
still
part
here.
of and that depend on what part of because it can be is there are people in Philadelphia or in that area that root for the Nets because that's South Jersey, so there are some that do. Most of them are Sixers
Man, that's
fans, but
very few though. South Jersey usually fuck with Philly, and North Jersey fuck with New York.
that's what
Mid
I said.
Jersey,
I
it could
said
go
there are
either
some
way.
because I'm from South Jersey.
Yeah, but most South
That
Jersey fuck with Philly sports though. That's a fact.
yo Harlem.
Yeah,
I think yo.
but I
My
don't
bad. I
fuck with
mean,
nothing from
Don't
Philly
don't worry, guys. Harlem's gonna be there Monday for
except the
Game 7. He's
cheesesteak.
got
Them
his
shits
hat.
nah,
He
My
suck.
got his
thing
hat
is,
Harlem.
ready.
I don't.
Harlem.
My thing is, I think for Harlem, I think it was the fact that at some point the Nets was doing better than the Knicks, so he was up here consistently. You know what
Really,
I'm
I
saying,
mean, let's be
arguing with
Yeah,
real.
them.
see,
Let's
I
be
don't
real.
like that front running shit. Like
But
you
then when
just
the
Exactly,
Knicks
bro.
is when
whichever
the
one
Nets is
That's
doing better,
bad,
that's who I'm fucking with. That's
yeah,
cool.
I don't like that,
I want to
bro.
talk to fans who got integrity. If you ain't got no integrity, I don't want to talk to you. All this front
And,
running,
and
flip flopping
one
shit, get
thing I
out of
will
here.
give the Knicks fans is that the real Knicks fans who don't support the Nets at all.
I
I'm not
won't give
talking
them
about the
shit.
5 team rule. But one thing I will say is at least they was there during the. I remember those Clee Anthony early Alonzo Trier lineups. For all of the matter, for all of the sake of the matter is, I give props to them for supporting their team. You know what I'm saying? Do the bad. I
Right.
feel some Net fans is sitting here. Y'all niggas don't got no sense of loyalty. Y'all can't support y'all team through the bad times. Y'all niggas,
Nah,
y'all
but
gotta when the
LM,
next
it's a
good
few
shit when y'all.
LM.
That's
Let
what
me
you
say
call a
this.
fair
Can
weather
I say this
fan.
real quick, fellas? It's a few of us that have still been here through the bad times. Granted, we don't got a large fan base like the Knicks, but it's a lot of us that been here through the nasty times with the Nets, bro. Keep it a buck.
Nah, Harlem.
Nigga,
Hey,
But
happened. I
2017,
had a Knicks fan.
2016 was one of
I,
the
I had a
most
Knicks
horrible
fan in my
years for
live
that.
that said in the chat that said he need 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? He got to take a break before he pull back up. I think Harlem, you should have took a night off the
hey
internet before
man,
you pull
fuck
up,
all
bro.
that, man. We're
You know
claw
what I
that,
mean?
man. We're
You know
claw
Yo,
what I'm
see,
all
saying?
that,
and
Take
this
a
what I'm
man.
night
saying.
off, bro.
Yo, why
Hey,
these
hey,
Knicks fans don't come on the panel? They talking shit in the comments. Say something. Like,
We're
You,
and
you,
claw that. We're
you know
claw
what?
old ass that.
I got to give it to Ribby.
because
He
I
actually
feel like
agreed that we
personally,
won the Mikel trade. Ribby actually admitted that we
first
did
every
win the
pick.
trade. I
We
give
Yo,
Ribby
holler.
credit, man.
the
He actually
funny
yo,
shit
admitted that.
is, I really feel like the Pacers took a night off the other night to win at home.
that's a
Like, I
fact.
really feel that
Me
way.
too.
Like,
Oh
Me
man, if
too.
they would have swept him at the
that,
Garden, I had a broomstick ready to bring on the show.
Can I say
Oh,
my shit though? I really feel like the Knicks was on borrowed time. Like after they went down 3-1, it is no way in hell if you watch basketball that you thought the Knicks was gonna beat the Pacers 3 straight times. Like
facts.
it
No.
was not fucking happening, right? I also
Niggas
agree
thought they
with
was Cleveland.
I
They were
also agree
0-10
with
this year
Shay
against the top
about the
teams.
Mikal thing. Like, you don't trade 6 fucking draft picks for a guy
a
who
role
you
player,
think is not going to fucking get you to the fucking finals and possibly win it. So
bro.
I
You
feel
can't. Oh wait, can I reiterate? You can't trade 6 draft picks for a dude that's not gonna be the number one, number two, or maybe number three on your team.
right. So I feel that automatically makes it an epic fail on their part. You feel what I'm saying? Because they gave up so much and fell short. You feel what I'm saying? And this bum ass nigga fucking Josh Hart was just fucking trying to clown us a couple weeks ago, talking about there's only 2 teams in New York City, nigga. You a Maryland nigga. Just because you got a fucking New York Yankee symbol in your braids don't make you the gatekeeper of New York sports, nigga. We gonna
Yo,
be here after your bum ass get traded.
yo,
Now you on
Joe,
the
Both
internet crying, talking about how you let your team down. You
Joe,
both
he been
bitch
players
saying
spoken
ass
this
like
for a
nigga.
year and
starters,
a half.
man.
Joe, he's been doing it for a year and a half to us, man. He said, "Oh, Mikael Squidward." Well, you're bubble bass, Josh Hart. Whatever since on ass. Stop, get out of
Both
here with
For
players
that
real,
shit.
spoken like
bro. So
starters,
The thing
man.
I don't get
It is
is
what
how do
it
the
is.
role players? Because even at Villanova, Josh Hart was a role player. He ain't never been a
Exactly.
star. So why he talk a lot for a nigga that just
exactly, if I'm a role player, I'm a humble ass nigga. Just me. That's just my
Both
thing.
players
If I'm a
spoken like
Yo,
starters,
honestly,
man.
I'm
It
not
is what
mad at him for
it is.
talking. I feel like you should talk your shit. Talk, do your thing. But
I don't
hey,
know,
when
bro.
Because
you
I
Dave,
feel
talk,
like
if
if
but
I'm
I'm a
look,
going
look,
off
not
look.
the
not
But
point
when
of
you
if I'm
he
a
talk,
talking
like
when you
shit,
lose,
but
but
he
shit
here's the
come
talking
back
thing
to
though,
shit
you.
that
Jay.
he
If I
talking
had like
shit that
KD,
Brunson and them gonna have to back up.
Now,
Yo,
He
if I
talking
was
shit
KD,
that,
Brunson, if
KD
I
used
was
to talk
Brunson,
mad shit
Exactly.
about the Knicks.
but KD was the one backing it
Yo,
up.
that's Kevin
Hart
Durant
exactly,
talking
though.
shit that Brunson and Cat gonna have to try to back up because he
Right.
not the one that's
He's
exactly.
gonna
talking
do it.
That
shit. He can't
that's
catch,
my
bro.
point. Good point, Priest. That's my point.
They had Josh Hart. They had Josh Hart
You
babysitting
don't talk
McKellis
it.
And
You
you
State
know
don't
what's
State
so
talk
this
shit
year.
crazy?
and then
Well, you
go
know
get
what's
your
so
big
crazy?
brother to make to fight for you.
I don't like Brunson. I don't like Brunson, but number one, like he be chilling, like he don't be talking shit in the media or on
Yo, oh
podcasts
wait,
and all that.
that's what I meant to ask y'all too. Because I wasn't on the stream the other night, but I want to ask y'all after that other game when J.R. Smith rubbed them rings on this nigga looking mad sassy. That shit was he was touching him too much. But when he did that, do do you think that was bad luck or bad omen? Because I thought it was bad luck to do that to him. Because
Jay,
what up?
them niggas was gonna get packed up regardless. They was on
I
borrowed
feel
time.
you.
It don't
I
Facts.
even
feel
Yeah,
matter.
you.
It
facts.
don't matter if Jesus rubbed his fucking rings on them niggas. They was going
Yo,
home. That's a fact.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Neither
There's
respond
no
to that
such
one. Oh my
thing, bro.
crazy
gosh.
work.
Oh
But
my.
But look,
I'm just saying, Jay, to my
right
point,
after
I'm
that,
just
Brunson had a
saying.
bad game, though.
But Josh Hart dropping 6 points. You drop 6 points per game, bro. Like, I don't
Yeah,
think you should be talking, bro. You're not gonna
He
catch
got
some
more
checks.
highlights
Brunson
on a
ain't gotta go out
podcast
there
than
and
a
do that.
game.
he
He got more
shot
highlights on a
Like,
podcast
almost
than a game.
almost.
Imagine Tyler Coley going out there and saying, "Yo, Nets, y'all niggas is dirt." Nigga, who are you? Like,
Exactly.
Yo,
That's my point,
like,
Ella. If
they were
you
saying the
now if
same shit
that's the
when
thing,
fucking
fellas,
Nick Claxton
if the
said,
nigga
"I don't
can
even
back
know what it feel like to lose to the Knicks," knowing he did lose to them niggas before. Like, nigga just talk
No, he
shit.
didn't.
Yes, he
He didn't.
did. Yes,
When
he
he said
did.
that,
No,
when
that's
did he
not a
lose to
fact.
him?
He didn't. He didn't remember, but he lost to them before. It was before KD and Kyrie was on the team. He lost to them because he was there before them. But
What?
he definitely did.
hey
he
bro,
lost to them
No,
already.
I
Go
when
tried to
look.
quit
Go look it
smoking,
up
y'all.
because I remember when he said it. I looked it up myself, and
I
he lost to them before them niggas was on the team.
I try to
but I didn't
quit.
think that. I thought he got drafted the year that they signed.
He lost to them niggas, bro. I'm telling you, and he lied.
Now, who
He just
Claxton
Man,
got
forgot
drafted?
because he forgot because he won
2019.
so many times. He won so many times in a row. He forgot, but you just
listen,
don't
man.
say shit.
I try to take a break from smoking, but I'm tempted to put this Nick pack in the air after this game.
Yo,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you.
yo,
Man.
Well, Claxton was drafted
what?
2019, so I mean, he might have
That's the
gotten
year that
overall.
they signed.
Yeah, that was
Go.
the year
Yeah,
they found him.
I would look it
yeah.
up for you right now.
KD didn't play that first year because
I would tell
KD
you the
But
was
games he
you
lost.
gotta
injured.
understand something though, fellas. These niggas is fucked. When you look at the overall situation of their team, they have no draft picks. If they're gonna give up somebody, they're gonna gut their fucking team to try to
They
get
already
somebody.
did.
The niggas that they want to try, the
Yeah.
niggas that they want to try to give away, nobody fucking wants. You're not getting Giannis for OG and Mikal Bridges.
Stay out of here with that. They got nothing. Listen, I'm
You're
John
not.
Hurst. You got
You listen.
nothing for
Listen.
me.
Milwaukee doesn't want Cat.
Oh my
Nope.
gosh. It's sinking shit, man. Get out of here with that.
And the funny
Uh,
thing is, Brunson took
uh,
a pay cut for them for them niggas.
Oh my gosh.
You know what would be funny is
See what
if
happened with James
Mikhail.
Harden took a
Hold
pay cut?
on. What would
He
be
got
funny
screwed.
is they traded 6 first for Mikhail and he don't resign. Now that'd be funny.
Yo, that would be
Oh
so
man,
dirty. I'm telling you. And wait, listen, I think Priest might have something. Listen, you look at Mikal Bridges this year. This guy's playing like he wants his 6-man role with the Suns back and not his starters role. There were games where
But
this guy just
here's the
purposely
thing.
being bad.
Here's the thing though,
Get
John.
out
And
of
you
here.
know what? I sat back and watched niggas get all giddy when he made those two fucking plays in the
Uh-huh.
Boston series, and they try to flip it like, yeah, this is the McHale. This is why we got
Oh
him.
my
And
gosh.
I'm
We
looking,
all
I'm
could
like,
have
y'all
made that
niggas didn't.
play with 10 seconds to go. Get
So
out of
y'all
here with
niggas
that.
didn't pay attention to the numbers this nigga was putting up. So because he made two defensive stops, that takes away from his shitty performances.
Oh
Yo,
I said,
my gosh.
real
yo,
basketball
Priest.
fans looked at this
Yo,
shit. I was like,
Nick
this shit gonna
Claxton
catch up to them.
first game versus the Knicks on 1/26/2020. It was a loss. He played 14 minutes, had 4 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 field goal made.
hmm.
Wow.
But Jay, my point is,
I mean,
even
players
My
even
frustrate.
point is,
even
my
now,
point is, you just be saying shit, and it's not like he's a big superstar, either, but people be talking, and in that moment, he forgot he lost his first game ever versus the Knicks. But
right? But
Hey yo,
who's more
Yeah,
on in
I
terms
think
of
it's
role
just
on
a
the team?
forgetting thing. I don't think it's nothing that was, you know what I mean.
and
But it
check
is
this
what it
out
is.
too,
We
right?
we all
Hey
we
man,
all forget shit sometimes.
I don't want to hear about that old last championship for 7 and 73. My daddy was 8 when the last time y'all won the chip.
that shit
Nigga,
was
Oh,
called the Walter
oh.
A.
nigga,
Brown.
my
Who
daddy
is
was
Walter
8.
A. Brown?
I wasn't even
I don't even
alive.
know who Walter A. Brown is, and he got a trophy
Nigga, my
named after him,
mom
and
wasn't
that's what
even
they
Nigga,
alive.
won.
My mom
nigga,
wasn't
look at
even
nigga.
born then,
Hey
nigga.
Jay,
Nah, we
hey
gonna look him
Jay,
up,
hey,
Jay.
check
I
this
looked him
out.
up, Jay.
Check
Walt,
this
hold on, hold
out.
on,
For
hold on.
real,
Let me
I
tell
don't
you,
even know who that is.
Walter A. Brown is a dude. He has something to do with hockey and basketball. It's confusing, but I'll pull him up just to, you know what I mean. If you want, I don't know.
Hey,
But
He
real
was because
talk,
of
Jay, like
Walter
real
A.
talk. The
Brown.
last time
That
the
ain't a
Knicks won a
Larry O'Brien
championship,
trophy, man.
hold on, the last time the Knicks won a championship, they just started hip hop. Phil Jackson was playing.
Yo,
Stephen
last time the
Stephen
Knicks
Smith
won
was
it.
5 years
Hold
old.
on, wait. Let's go around the panel. Last time the Knicks won a championship, there wasn't even a 3-point line in the NBA.
That's a fact.
Nah,
Damn.
Last time the
because the
Knicks won the
3-point line
championship,
came from the
Nixon was in
ABA, so that is
office.
correct.
So
What you say, Ella?
I said the last time they won the championship, Nixon was the president.
Oh shit.
the
that's
last time,
nasty.
the Knicks won a championship, bread cost a nickel.
Oh shit.
Yo,
Crazy work.
Yo, I
Well,
think what's crazy. I think Muhammad Ali was the heavyweight champion of the world.
damn.
Goddamn. Yo, the last time the
Damn.
Knicks won a championship, the Nets wasn't even in the NBA yet.
That's crazy work.
The last time the Knicks won a championship, Stephen Smith was 5 years old and became a Knicks fan.
Hey, let me go. The last time the Knicks won a championship, there wasn't even color TVs out. The game was in black and white.
Oh
You know what
shit.
I'm saying?
Yo, Joey.
Last time the Knicks won a championship, they used to wear poo-poo shorts in the NBA.
no.
Yo,
The
last
last time
time
the
they
Knicks won a
won,
championship, the Vietnam War was still going.
Oh
last
Oh,
time they won, my nigga, Sanford and Son was
Yeah,
live
I'm
on the air.
crying.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh shit.
Sanford.
I got one more, y'all. The last time the Knicks won a championship, it was 12 teams in the league.
Oh shit.
ooh.
Yo.
The
Damn.
last time the Knicks won a championship, they just invented the scientific help calculator for the first time in history.
Yo.
For real?
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm looking at it right now. They
That
just
shit
built the first
crazy.
scientific handheld calculator.
That's crazy.
The last time the Knicks won a championship, microwaves was invented.
That's nasty. God. Yeah, like y'all holding that around like that's a
Yo.
I'm
That was a
proud of
good segment, yo. That was a good
Well, here's
segment.
a
I
good
like
one. The
that.
last time the Knicks won a
I
championship, the
really
moon
gotta
ring
put
was
that.
created.
Yeah, but you know what, LM? They always try to get
Yo.
on us and be like, well, we won a championship. Yeah, I ain't won nothing. But yeah, we don't be going around pumping our chests out like we the shit. Y'all niggas that got a shit and y'all
Exactly.
ain't won a chip in over 50 years.
They
Right.
think they the
Most of
Lakers in
y'all
their
niggas ain't
head,
even
bro.
see that
And
shit
yo,
They
happen.
think
bro,
they like
bro,
Lakers of
bro, hold on.
Boston
Wait, can I
in
say
their head.
something?
Like,
I hate the fact that they try to discredit the ABA championships that we won more recently than them. And they only had 12 teams in the league when they won.
Nah, check on your
And the
Knicks
thing
friends
about it
tonight,
is
bro.
that ABA championship, that
The
league was
competition was
better
11
and more
teams.
competitive than the NBA. That's what
And
you.
the ABA team championship team played the NBA team championship and beat them.
That's a
Man,
fact.
fuck them
That's
niggas,
a
man.
fact.
Good points, Riola.
Check on your Knicks friends tonight, bro. You heard? Check on your Knicks friends tonight.
Yo, where's Stephen A. Smith hiding at, man? Or
That
Kendrick
Man, I don't
Perkins?
got no Nick
Big Body
friends for real.
Brunson.
We already knew shit was gonna catch up to these fraudulent motherfuckers, so I wasn't tripping about this fake
He,
ass
check on
run they
Stephen
had.
A. Smith tonight. You heard?
yo, what
Check
Stephen
on
Smith said a
Stephen
few
A.
days ago, he said if the Knicks somehow
Yo,
won this, they would have a 0% shot to beat OKC. And that's supposed to be the number one Knicks fan besides Spike Lee, man. Get out
But
of
you
here.
know what, John? They don't care. They just happy to be there, and they gonna turn that into a win.
Yeah, Indiana has a much better chance in the finals than the Knicks would have had.
That's a
I
Yo,
said the
fact,
same
facts.
thing. I said the same thing.
man. OKC would have washed them niggas up. They would have swept the Knicks, bro.
They
Yo.
championship was versus the Celtics. That's how they celebrated. You know what I'm saying? They put the street signs up. They blew up every chat that was on the internet. You know what I mean? And now it's
That's
over.
crazy.
It's over. They back to normal now. You know what I'm saying?
Dunzo.
Back to
Yeah,
work.
all right. Well, fuck them niggas. We got to focus on this drive.
Right. And shit, because we
Yeah,
got to
now I
win
can.
something.
Now I'm not a Pacers fan anymore. But
Ah, the Brooklyn Pacers is over.
I was
yeah,
never a Pacers fan, man. I just was.
no,
I
I was
just
a
don't
Pacers
believe.
fan until they got rid of them dudes. I was a
Nah,
Not
gotta
fan
be
not
honest.
not
then.
Gotta be honest with
not.
you. It's not just the Knicks who lost tonight. It's the NBA media pundits that was saying the Pacers were never going to be anything good. They said Halliburton was the most overrated player in the NBA. Well, guess what? He's
That
going to the
wasn't
NBA
Well,
that
that wasn't the
Finals.
media. That was
that
the media.
wasn't
That was voted
pundits.
by
That was his
players.
peers.
Yeah, that
That
was
was
the
No,
his
it was
players
a
that
peers.
voted
lot
it.
of different people,
Nah,
man. I was doing research.
the
Millions of
pundits
people
was
too.
saying that too. Stephen A. said he wasn't a fucking star.
He says he's
Or
not a
No,
superstar.
he
He
said
just
superstar.
he's
kicked
not a
Brunson's
superstar.
ass. Come on. Tyrese is a
But
superstar at
he's
this
not a
point.
superstar.
Yes, wait, what do you mean? He just won the Eastern Conference.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you, Priest. I think this playoffs kind of solidify him as that right
You,
now.
you listen,
But
he should
but
wear
even
Mr.
if it did,
Overrated
even
as a
if it
badge
did,
of
when
honor.
you said it,
Superstars is more than
He a
what
star.
happens on the court.
He a star. He a
Hey, I
star.
nah,
feel
he
you,
He's a
is.
star.
Priest.
Yeah,
I
he a
feel
star.
you, but this is the same nigga calling Jalen Brunson a superstar. If Jalen
Well, yeah,
Brunson
Jalen
is a
Mr.
Brunson ain't a
Big
superstar,
Body
superstar
Stephen
either.
A.
Brunson. Yeah,
If
yeah,
hold on, if
Yeah,
Jalen
He a
Brunson
star.
is a
Halliburton got
superstar,
sneakers.
Stephen A., then so
Brunson
is
don't.
Halliburton.
But Halliburton ain't a superstar either.
He a star. They both
Yeah,
stars.
but
They
I'm
both
saying
Yeah.
stars.
I'm just trying to show you Stephen
Man,
A.'s bias though. He calls
Right. Right.
Halliburton
he
got his own
calls he
sneakers
calls
now.
Brunson a
Brunson's still playing
superstar.
in Kobe's.
Right, hold on. I'm trying to show you Stephen A.'s bias. He calls Brunson a superstar, but calls Halliburton not a superstar.
At least
How?
Halliburton have to
But
flop for
superstars
calls
is
to win it to win the
well
NBA.
if you know because I don't even think Kawhi Leonard is a superstar. Superstars are different. LeBron, Steph, KD, you know what I mean? Anthony Edwards now, you
Nah,
know.
Kawhi is definitely a superstar, bro.
How the hell Anthony Edwards?
No, because it's about the doggone personality as
And the
well.
popularity. No, it's about the
Yeah.
popularity around the world.
Yeah. Halliburton should wear that Mr. Overrated title with pride now, man. You
Oh,
want to
he
call me
did.
that?
He
I
But
did.
win
he's
the
a
I win the I
star,
win
and
the Eastern
it ain't nothing
Conference.
wrong with that. I don't just throw superstar around. I think like when Jordan was winning chips, it was only like five. You had
Right.
Barkley,
Like
Jordan.
I would say
Yeah, it's not a lot of superstars.
I agree.
You're really not.
I would say Halliburton and Brunson are stars. They're not
Yeah,
superstars.
they're stars. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Right.
stars. Yeah.
Star. But
For
he's a star.
tonight, he can call himself a superstar for tonight, so
He,
they just won the Eastern Conference.
he
Let him
didn't
have
think
that
no,
Hallie
he
tonight.
was a
can,
star.
but that see that doesn't mean that he can't become a superstar. That just means he's not because he doesn't have that global appeal.
Right.
See,
And,
I
and I
think
Right.
feel you on
Wemby
that.
Wemby is closer to being a superstar than Hallie because
But
he's
Then
global.
out.
I was
Yeah.
just saying
Right.
it.
I
I
ain't
was
giving
just
that to Wemby. Wemby got to get to a Western Conference Finals before I
priest. I
call him
was
That's
just
that.
not
saying
what
it
it's
from the
about.
viewpoint. Priest, I was just saying it from the viewpoint of how biased certain pundits in
Well,
the
yeah,
media
Stephen A
are.
is stupid. No,
Like
people
you
should have been
sitting here,
stopped
you
listening
calling
to him.
Jalen Brunson a superstar, but Halliburton ain't one. What's your
Yeah,
He's
he's
criteria?
an
stupid.
idiot.
He's
He's an
stupid.
idiot. So let's
Yo,
let's just
people
get
just be
that out the
saying
way.
stuff for clicks too, bro.
And
Like,
Brunson ain't no superstar anyway. So
No,
Man,
he's not.
I can't believe Perkins calls him Big Body Brunson. So taking Neesmith's arm and slap yourself in the face makes you
Well,
Big Body Brunson.
well,
Come on.
I was about to say they didn't think Hallie was even a star. I think that's what it was. He's overrated. He's not like that.
Right, right.
he's big
But that's
flopper
what
even
but
before
Brunson.
the
that's the problem. That was his peers. Excuse
right,
me.
right.
The
But he showed up
and
though.
conversation
even
the
He came
before the
out.
conversation
series,
started
like,
the conversation started because I remember that segment. That whole segment came about because his peers had voted him to be not a superstar or not a star,
Right,
excuse me,
right.
or
right.
overrated or all that stuff. So that was brought that segment up. So he basically was getting disrespected by the people he playing against. And it's funny because he cooked all them niggas, Donovan Mitchell,
Facts,
uh Giannis, because he cooked
Giannis.
Giannis on that last play to beat Milwaukee. He
facts.
he put
Yeah,
Giannis
he
in the
broke his
blender.
ankles.
Listen, Pacers
Um
I
earned
heard
it, especially.
I heard Dame was one of the people that voted him overrated.
Hey,
Dame
it
has no
worked.
right.
Dame
You
He
got
he
always
didn't
talk.
he didn't already done more as far as winning is concerned than Damian Lillard.
Exactly. That's a
That's
And that's
fact.
crazy.
crazy.
He got
Especially when you
nah,
consider how
work.
Yo,
long
I ain't
Dame been
gonna
in
hold you. I
Portland.
feel like Dame is overrated. He's one of the most overrated stars in the league, bro.
Because I think
I
he
got to agree
lost to
with
the
Joe on that
Warriors
one.
when
Like no
KD was
real
hurt.
talk though. Like, how does Dame make the top 75 but Kyrie doesn't?
That's
Mm,
crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Dame
That's
just
crazy.
ran into the Warriors his whole career, so I mean, it is what it is.
No, it ain't no
Yeah.
excuse because he lost to the Warriors when he had his whole squad and the Warriors didn't. So that's no excuse. If you
No,
supposed to be that
that's
nigga, you
their
supposed
point.
to beat Steph Curry. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
Steph missed some games in that series. They was getting
That's me.
cooked up by Clay.
Ooh. Yo,
That's
Priest
why,
got
and
that one. He's got that
that's
one.
why they made that.
Cause
And I think
KD
that's a
missed
direct
like the
for.
whole series, and Steph missed a couple games in that series, and they still lost. Dame
Yo,
ain't get that.
Hallie dunked on Bridges tonight. Sick. That's sick.
Yo,
Nah, yeah, Halliburton had a dunk on the fast break. I ain't
I'm
expect him to
not
dunk
finna
it.
see. This is the one thing
Yo,
I
yo,
already knew that dude was a role player, so I ain't finna blame the role player. No, we're big body Brunson. Where
Oh my
he at?
god.
And
no,
we're
no,
Worst
no, hold
nickname
stomping
on,
on
no,
him.
ever.
no, no,
Worst
no,
nickname
no, priest.
ever.
You gotta give 6 p.m. his credit for paying horrible defense. Because did you see if he got dunked
The
on by
whole team
Halliburton?
horrible on
I didn't
defense.
see that, but did you see what Pascal Siakam did to him on the and one on the break?
But see, this is the thing.
Oh
Oh,
my
Jay,
God,
this is the
Pascal
thing, though,
cooked
Jay.
him. That was mistreatment. That was
This is the thing,
maltreatment
though,
right
Jay.
there. Like
I
that
can't even
was
do that
yo.
because Halliburton cook everybody. He cooked Giannis.
No, no,
He
he's
cooked
supposed to be wing stop. Don't do that. They were saying wing
damn.
stop and
He said
we gonna
Wingstop.
best this all this bullshit. Get the fuck out of
Nah.
here. Nah,
Him and
we're
But
not
see,
doing
OG
that.
overrated.
We're
Him and
not
Nah,
doing
OG
that.
Wingstop is
overrated.
funny,
I
yo.
mean, y'all can cook him all you want to. I'm gonna cook
Mikal
the
Bridges is
two.
the most
I'm gonna cook the
overrated
two.
player in the
I'm gonna
NBA.
cook the
No,
Hey,
two
no,
I
stars.
think we
let's
forgetting an
start there.
important, important point though.
Mikal Bridges is the most overrated player in NBA, and that is a fact.
He
There's
very
no
well
Hold
way
may
on.
you
be.
So,
trade 6 draft picks for a dude like
true.
that. That is overrated. That's overvalued,
No, that's stupid
overrated.
on the next part.
No,
And
but
That's
I
it's
ain't
true.
mad
over.
at it.
It's the literal
Jay, hold
definition of
on. We gotta get we.
overvaluing, and then go ahead.
No, I said we gotta give OG some of this work too, because they paid OG a lot of money.
Pay
Yeah,
him over
40,
200
OG was
40
million.
billing them
million.
out.
yeah.
But this
40
is the thing.
million.
But this is the
OG
thing.
was billing them out
No,
this
the
series.
reason that they lost, lost, really the reason that they lost this series is because of Cat inconsistency. He's supposed to be the second best player. They said Cat is the most talented player in the series. So if
What?
that's not overrated, then I
Oh
don't know
my
what
god.
is.
He
So
got
if you
OG was
got
benched.
flying
Cat,
to somebody.
who's the most talented player in the series, and Big Body Brunson, they are the ones who I'm gonna get a smoke to. I don't give a fuck. I ain't blaming role players. I ain't blaming Josh Hart. I ain't blaming OG Ananobi, even though they overpaid him. It is what it is. You still got two. All matter of fact, you got two All NBA players that was booty cheeks getting took by Nemhard
But
and
Cat
Knicks
couldn't
fans.
get it
So
done. Cat couldn't even get it done before Edwards got there in Minnesota with Zach Levine and Wiggins. They thought he was gonna do
I know
something
that.
in New
I
York.
know that.
Man, every time Town scores on the basket, he's got to flex. Like, dude, yes, you remembered you're 7 feet tall. Congratulations. Like,
Hold
come
on,
on.
He does something
hold
by
on,
the basket and he says, "Oh my God."
hold
Yo,
on. To this
yo,
topic,
LM's
hold on,
funny.
hold on,
Every time, wait,
hold
LM
on.
was funny. Every time Towns gets a foul call, LM said that he almost wants to cry. I've seen it. He goes, "Oh my
He
gosh!" Like,
does.
To this
come
He
topic,
on.
does.
Y'all want to know two reasons why I knew these niggas wasn't going to last? Because
Okay,
like
so
I
here it is.
like
Jalen Brunson was second
Hold
team
on,
All
hold on, hold on.
NBA
Let him
and Cat
finish.
was third
Hold on,
team.
hold on. Let
I
him
just
finish.
was putting that out there. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Notorious. Go ahead.
no, these are two reasons I knew these niggas was going to last. I'm not saying they buzz, but I knew they wasn't going to last because they didn't have depth and they didn't have the toughness when they lost DiVincenzo and Randall. And I kept asking myself, who's okay, they got Brunson and Cat, but who's gonna be the third option? Who's the third option? Is it McCall? Is it OG? I really can't see either of them being third options because they're both role players and you can't really depend on them like that. They're 3 and D guys. They're all fucking
But
overplays.
yo, Joe, Notorious, who they stopping in this series? Who were they stopping, bro? Who was supposed to stop Halliburton from scoring
That's another thing,
four
Breeze. Their
baskets in a row?
defense was overrated.
That
No,
nigga
it
Nigga,
got
that's
wasn't
all
That's
traded.
true.
overrated.
Thomas
Bro,
They
Bryant.
you
I
telling
defense
don't
was
me,
know if y'all
overrated.
I don't
Yes.
know if
yo,
y'all rated their
but look,
defense high, but
bro,
the
you
Knicks was trash on defense this year. If you look at
Yo,
but
where their
no,
facts.
net
we
rating
talking about
was,
them two guys right now. Them two guys. The one that's getting paid over $200 million, and the other one that got traded
And
6 draft picks for him.
That's a
But
And
fact.
hold on.
yeah.
OG was just a good defender. Mikal was just they wasn't known as stoppers. They're just good defenders. You know what I mean?
yeah.
They like
That's why
good
I
three and
said
D
I'm
guys.
not gonna blame the role player.
That's
Yo,
that's all they
yeah,
were.
I can't blame
Hey,
the role
but
players.
Priest, OG
Look,
didn't get paid like no role player,
Halliburton was
bro.
third team. Halliburton was third team
Right.
All NBA. Brunson was second team, and Cat was third team with Halliburton.
Well, I
So
feel
you
you, but
had look,
OG wasn't paid like no role player. I'm just saying.
They brought in Mikal
That's
to
the
be the
point that we
best
talking about.
defender,
The
That's
and he got
a
cooked
overrated.
fact.
by everybody. He got cooked
The,
by everybody. Mikal
We
got cooked
talking
Listen,
about
all year
I
long.
can't do nothing about the. But I'm just talking about, but based on the accolades, the people that get my smoke is them two niggas. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, but
Nigga,
Priest,
If
Cat got cooked
Brunson
by
does
Thomas
what
no,
he's
it's
Bryant.
an yo,
supposedly doing,
priest. Why you doing this? It's enough smoke to go around.
yes, thank
no,
you,
I
AJ.
know. I'm picking who
It's a
I'm
Knicks
giving
cat
smoke to.
going. It's
I
enough
want,
smoke to
but
go
see,
around. It's smoke for
yo,
Right.
pass
everybody.
Dutchy
Listen,
Yo,
J,
but
oh,
listen.
look,
wait,
but
Hold on,
look,
wait,
this
hold
hold
is
on,
on,
what I
hold on.
want.
Time
Jay,
out,
let me finish.
time out. Can I give smoke to somebody that deserves it and
Yeah.
don't even deserve it?
Yeah,
Yo,
what I'm
whoever this
saying
nigga
is,
is,
I'm not stopping
Deleon
you from giving
Jones.
your
Who's
smoke.
Deleon Jones? Because he had a
yo,
street in
Rihanna.
Manhattan, number 0 on the Knicks. Deleon somebody. He had a, and he ain't do
Yo, I'm
shit,
not
and he
stopping
got a
y'all from
street
giving y'all
in
smoke.
Manhattan.
What?
Smoke for him.
Did he
Yeah,
I'm
play
hold
not
on.
tonight?
stopping
He
y'all.
I
played
I'm
don't
not
even
tonight,
stopping
right?
know.
y'all
No,
from
Did
giving
he
let
y'all
ever
Priest
smoke.
play?
finish
Y'all
what he
do
was
what you
saying.
got to
Don't.
do.
I don't. Yeah,
I'm
go ahead,
telling you
Jay.
who I picked. That's all. Y'all can cook whoever you want to cook. This is an open cook set. What they say, anybody can get it.
It's
I'm just
hibachi.
telling
Yeah,
you the
pass
two
the Dutchy,
players
Yo,
that
they
man.
I'm
call it
giving
ice.
it to.
They call it Iceman
Pass the
Wojnarowski
Dutchy.
in the chat.
You know what I'm
What?
saying?
Yo,
Yeah.
Iceman Wojnarowski is
Now,
crazy. He
hold on.
said
We
who
got to
you
get to that
drafting.
part of the show.
yo, that's
Hey
wild.
yo. But real talk. The Knicks shouldn't have traded for Bridges. They should have traded for what's the dude name? Alex Caruso, because that's the
Oh,
motherfucker
fact.
that's out there getting it done.
that's a
Oh,
fact.
he
That's
would
a
have changed the
fact.
whole season on
That's
defense.
a
He
fact.
would have changed the whole
So
season.
can I ask y'all a question after y'all finish?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So
I'm already done.
based off of what we know in hindsight, right? Remember we was talking about those Siakam rumors, the Nets trading for Siakam
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hmm
um for Claxton. Would y'all still do that trade based off of what we know now?
Yeah, I would have made that
Um,
trade potentially.
No,
the only reason
no.
they
What to
didn't do
play
it
with
is
KD?
because the Masai Ujiri was asking for too much, and KD was already decided that he was leaving. If
Nah,
KD
KD.
was willing to, if KD was willing to see what happens or see what they could pull off, they probably would have got that trade done.
No.
Yeah,
Since
Nah.
KD
his
was
Not
time
since
was up at
KD
that
was
point. Yeah,
already
all.
he
checked
takes a
out.
point.
You got part of that
Yeah,
right,
he
Priest.
takes a point there.
He didn't want to leave yet until they was asking too much. Once they started asking for too much, that's why he said he didn't want to give up the Nets' future or mess up the Nets' future. So he rather leave than have them give up everything to get Siakam. That's what he said.
Yeah, but they would have made the move if they had if he was going to be here,
If he had some
basically.
balls and just decided to stick it out.
Yo,
I'm
he
just
kept
saying
propping up
because
Cam Thomas,
there
man, and
was
then
a
he
lot
leaves
of
the young
people
kid,
in
You
man,
know
Denver.
like
where I
that.
knew he was going though? When he was sitting on the bench watching Den Shitty and them people out there playing, getting the brakes beat off of him. That Joker got off the bench at halftime. I ain't see him come back out. I said, "Yep, he done."
Yeah,
Right. That's
because
the night he told
I
Jock
was just
Vaughn, good
asking
fight.
Hey yo,
He told
there was
Jock
a
Vaughn,
lot
good
of people
fight.
in Nets
That's the
were
last words he said.
moving Claxton for Siakam at that time. There was a lot of
yeah,
people
no, yeah,
against it.
yeah. He didn't want to
Yeah, I
Was
give up
would
the
KD
trade
Nets.
him
there when
for
Cam Thomas dropped
because
for 40 point
because
game?
see, Pascal Siakam is an All Star and he's been an All NBA player. So I bring him in.
You know,
But
the Kings should be kicking themselves right now. They had a shot at getting Pascal, and they wouldn't let go of Keegan Murray, man. Breezy's favorite player to cook, Keegan
no,
Murray.
no, I ain't gonna do that because
Yeah, fourth pick. Oh no.
Masai Ujiri was asking for everything to trade them players.
Yeah, no, facts.
Even he was asking for your firstborn child, everything to get these players, and no, and people wasn't doing that.
Nah,
Yeah, but
he said his words was I like these players too. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all like them, I like them too. So what y'all gonna do? Basically, what y'all gonna give up to get them? You know what I'm saying? If I like my players, why I gotta give them up? That's what he was saying. So y'all gotta pay
hmm
whatever I ask for. Y'all gotta give it up to get one of my players that I
He's
like.
the second worst guy in the NBA to do business with. At
Yeah,
number one is the dude in Utah.
yeah.
uh,
And
Um,
he ain't
and
staying.
number two is Masai Ujiri, and they were saying it. They were saying it. Other
who's a
executives
third?
hated even having to call him.
Priest, who's a third then?
The third to do business with
Yeah.
probably dude in Philly.
Oh boy. Oh, that would
Facts.
be crazy on draft night. If that
That's
happened.
what I was thinking. Doing Philly.
Uh,
Daryl Morey is a liar. No.
Yeah, facts.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna hold you, y'all.
That's
I
his
always
name.
liked Siakam's game since he was in Toronto, man. I always thought he was
Siakam
underrated.
nice. Siakam nice, bro. I had a
Pascal is a
post.
perfect
They
secretary.
said,
I
I
had
and
a
they
think,
post
said,
Yeah,
on
and they
yeah,
said
yeah,
he
yeah.
really,
Leaf,
they
shit on the
said
Hold
he
G
on,
really
League now,
37
Leaf.
years
Shit
old.
on the
hold
G
on,
League now, Leaf.
I had a
y'all.
post.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We got next press on the panel with us. Let's not do that right now. We could do that later though, Jay. Not right now.
All right,
Not right
nah, I'm
now. All right,
just saying
so
because that G League shit means something, man.
it do
Fact.
mean something, but again, I just think it's interesting that OG it's on the teams, two different teams. You know what I'm saying? But they were supposed to build with that team. They didn't want to build, and that's because of the cap space. They ain't had the money to do it. Toronto didn't have the money to keep OG and Siakam. They chose to. Feel what I'm saying? They didn't want to compete versus the Eastern Conference with that roster together, and they split them up. But both of them see each other in the finals. I think it's just an interesting narrative. I'm going somewhere with this. They sometimes do good with the they draft picks, the Toronto Raptors, and building players. But anyways, I'm saying all this to get to the fact that just just because what Rehala 88 said about the draft, I want to kind of segue to Ice. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the Knicks lose this to finish off that part of that. It's because they didn't. It's because they didn't have Kolick play the point guard. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything, what up, Lebanon? You know what I mean? And I
We
just
got a
think they,
birthday
you
in the
know what I
chat,
mean?
Breezy, just so you know.
A
happy
birthday?
birthday,
And real
Elvin.
quick, Breezy,
Oh,
Happy birthday, Elvin.
real
hold on.
quick,
Shout that out. Hold on, let me do a happy birthday. He said today is my
okay.
50th birthday, and the Knicks losing and the Knicks fans being all quiet was the best gift ever. Go ahead, though, Big Priest, and we're gonna go to Ice and that's
I was
press. Go
just
ahead.
on letting you know that the reason it wasn't because they didn't want to pay Siakam. Siakam had already told them that he wasn't re-signing. So that's why
Okay.
they moved him. Now I don't know the situation with OG, but Siakam was going they was gonna lose him for nothing. So that's why that trade happened. Because he wasn't going to trade him. He was asking for everything. But go ahead.
Yeah, and to segue, part of me being quiet is me trolling Nixon ish. I used to be on a show called KV and we run the city the podcast, and I troll them. You know what I mean when I get the chance. You know what I mean. So I did that, and they're in denial. You know what I mean. They don't think OG robbed them. They don't think they missed quickly. It's just a lot of stuff, man. But whatever. But Ice, and Dylan, I kind of wanted to hear y'all get into the how important the draft picks was to OKC being in the championship and the Pacers being in the championship, and just see where y'all go from there. Get into the back to the Brooklyn Nets, man. Go ahead, Ice and Dylan.
No, draft when you can hit on when you can build a team from the draft and you hit on your draft picks and you have guys who know how to draft because that's the most important part. You know what
The
I'm saying?
scouting part. The scouting
Yeah.
part.
If you know how to scout and find set players that will show up for you, which is not an easy job because you know what I mean. You got 32 teams in the league, and everybody got a draft. If you can't hit on your players, you can't build a team. So of course, adding those players, hitting on your players, finding the right players to that matches your style of play, it's a win for you. You know what I'm saying? It makes it easier to build a team. You know what I mean? Go ahead,
Yeah.
press.
What's the question exactly?
Just talking about how important the draft picks to OKC is and the Pacers is, and then being in the finals. OKC, the obvious Shet and J Dub was in the same draft, and you see the success of how well they play and how they contribute to being where they are now.
Yeah, I mean, I think OKC is a better example just because Indiana traded for their two stars. But regardless, the blueprint has been very simple for many teams. Draft two guys who become second, third, first, second options and trade for that final piece, or trade for your two pieces and draft your second, third option caliber guy. It's very simplistic. With Brooklyn scenario, they don't have a guy. They don't have a one, a two, or a three. I'm sorry, Breezy. I'm just being honest. Um, I know we'll agree to disagree on that, but I don't see
Yeah.
Cam Thomas being a one, two, or three on a championship team. He has potential, but as of right now, I don't see it. Which means that Brooklyn needs to take the long route with this year and next year's draft and hopefully land two stars to the draft and trade for that final piece either next offseason or during the 2027 trade deadline.
So just again, just emphasizing the point of OKC, I feel like J Dub and Shaq they contribute a lot to them being in the finals. I think Shaq is a rim runner and rim protector, and he stretch the floor, which is huge in today's NBA. And also J Dub, his defense is tough, and he can score the ball. You can't really double Shea because of J Dub. So they tough, man. They tough.
But to touch on what Nesper just said, because really with OKC and Indiana, both of them got their best player via trade. So and even with Sabonis, who was the Indiana's best player before, they got him via trade with OKC. So it's kind of a, I don't know, because their highest drafted player, Indiana, is Benedict Mathurin as a sixth pick. And they moved him to the bench. Nemhard, or excuse me, Naismith, who they got for the Celtics, was the 14th pick. Obi Toppin eighth, Halliburton 12th. It's a lot of first round picks, but a lot of them were low risk trades that they got from other teams. So
It's a mix. Takes a mix at the end of the day.
Yeah, a mix of things, drafting and
and
trading.
luck and
And
luck
and
because
Can
they
I can I
didn't
and
can I
OKC
can
didn't
I
know Shea
interject
was
real
going to
quick for
be who
something?
Shea was.
Yeah, go ahead, Notorious. But my point of saying this is that they don't get to the finals without drafting well. That was my
Right. So I think
Hmm.
it's a mixture of things, but I think it's easier to build around homegrown talent. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
if you've drafted well, it's easier for you to build around those guys because they're your guys. And then on top of that, you could, what I mean, you have their bird right. So, you know what I mean? You're pretty much in the driver's seat if you want to, resign them, That you drafted them, they're all you know what I mean? It's more likely if they like the organization, they're going to resign with you. So if you
so
draft well, and you hit on your draft picks, sure, you can go out and trade and do a couple trades and improve around the edges to get players to complement what you have. So I
let me
think
ask the panel this while we here, right? We just talking about trades right now. What was the more impactful trade, the Sabonis and Halliburton trade, or the OG to the Knicks trade?
the Halliburton,
The Halliburton one.
Yeah,
easy.
Halliburton.
yeah,
They
And
got
to
this.
take
They
it a
got their
step
star.
further, the Halliburton trade for Indiana and the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander trade for OKC.
Yeah,
yeah. But
Paul
So
George.
impact wise, how much more does Halliburton impact
And
winning
both of them players
for
are
the
point guards, by
Pacers
the way.
than OG does for the Knicks? Because that's my argument is that Halliburton
Hey, Breeze.
impacts winning for the Pacers
Breeze, can
more
I
than
say something real
OG
quick? I think
impacts
I
winning
think a
for the
bet I
Knicks.
think a better comparison would be Halliburton and SGA.
Hmm.
Good point, Joey.
Who are both point guards.
And they're
Yeah,
both
because
closers. They're both
neither
closers.
team, if they don't make said move, right? If they don't make said move, neither team is where they are right now,
that's
basically.
true. It's a fact.
Right.
So if you
Exactly.
don't, if
Exactly.
OKC doesn't trade for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who just won the MVP, and if Indiana doesn't trade for Tyrese Halliburton, um, neither team. It actually kind of touches to your point at the same time, Breezy, because if the teams that drafted those players had kept them, they might be
Yeah,
where
but
these
but
other
here's the
teams
thing
are.
though. Here's the thing though.
Right.
The teams that drafted for those SGAs and Halliburtons, excuse me, they traded for those Halliburtons and SGAs. They drafted well to put the complemental pieces around them.
Oh,
Right.
No,
so
I
this
get
is
that
my
part, but you gotta have a guy first. That's what I
That's
think.
true.
That's what Nez Press was
so
talking about.
hold on.
You
So
gotta
this
have your number one guy on the championship team level player. So
so
you
this is
gotta
my thing.
have that guy.
This
So if
go ahead, Big G.
if the Clippers right have kept SGA, and I know Breezy like to talk about duos, what would have been a better duo? A SGA Kawhi duo or a Paul George Kawhi duo? I think now we know the answer to that, right?
No, I
Yeah.
think, but I didn't know shit. I didn't know Shea's game back then to really answer that
Now,
No, Shea
honestly.
had
now,
showed flashes on that team,
So
surrounded by Lou
here's the
Williams, and
question.
yeah.
I got a question. This is the question because I talked about it early on a TikTok. When
Hmm.
you scout, how do certain scouts miss out on a player? But now you're saying both players were traded, right? So that
Mhm.
means somebody scouted Halliburton and somebody scouted SGA and knew
Mhm.
immediately, like, all right, they about to give him up. Let's go get him right now. No hesitation.
Yeah.
Let's trade for him.
Can I say this though? I want to answer that. I think the scouts knew what they
Uh-huh.
had in SGA. I think they knew, but they were trying to win now, and that's why they
Microwave.
made the move for PG.
Yeah. It
So
was a microwave situation.
That PG trade for SGA and the draft picks was a win now move by the Clippers. You
Okay,
feel me?
But
but
let's be,
Right.
and I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna take it a step further. OKC was just a couple years ago, because I don't like to have revisionist history. A
mhm.
couple years ago, they were trying to move SGA because they didn't want to pay him.
Who was
So
Not only
OKC?
that, the
So what I'm saying, Ice, it's not like they didn't know SGA had the talent. They knew they didn't want to trade SGA. Trust me, the Clippers did not want to trade him. I read that,
Yeah,
but
that's true. But I'm saying for OKC when they made the trade to make sure they got SGA in that trade, like that
mhm.
team had to knew that, you know what I'm saying, whoever scouted was seeing SGA before and was like, make sure we get him. You know what I'm
that's a
saying? Make
fact.
sure we get him on this
That's a
team.
fact. That's a fact.
right, and at that time, remember Paul George was like third in MVP voting at the time, so it kind of seemed like a good deal on the Clippers end. Like, yo, we getting
Right,
the guy that's third in
right.
MVP voting on
One
the
of the
team
So
when
biggest
so
Kawhi
when you
was
look
there.
jobs
at
of all
right, when
time.
you looked at the trade, you was like, okay, OKC was like, okay, we not winning right now. We gonna take a young guy who we think got a lot of upside. Y'all can have poor George, but y'all gonna have to cash us out. The Clippers is looking at it like, okay, we gonna cash you out because we feel if we get poor George and we got Kawhi, we got a good chance at the chip.
But
So
Paul
they're
George
Nope.
wasn't a
But
first
so
choice. That's number
they're in
one.
totally two different mindsets as
Mhm.
organizations at that time.
Paul
You know what I
but
George,
mean?
the
again,
reason they gave up so much to get Paul George is because he was their third, really their third option. Because they had reached out to Jimmy Butler at first, he said no. No, excuse me, I got the order wrong. They reached out to Kevin Durant first, he said no. Then they reached out to Jimmy Butler, he said no. So then they went all in on the Paul George thing.
Right. You know who
And get,
that was Kawhi. Kawhi reached out to them.
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Kawhi
What
Kawhi wanted KD, but KD was like, nah, I'm good.
Shout out to Sam Presti, man. He put a lot of work into that, man.
So
Mastermind
I'ma
level
say
I
this,
craft.
think we
bro.
I think
Based
we
off of
look at it, we got to look at it from kind of both angles, because without like I say, without Shea and without Halliburton, none of this works. If Jalen Williams is the best player on the Thunder, they might make the playoffs, but they're not a championship level team, right?
But nah,
If
but you got hold on. I just want to say that the Clippers, they won business wise. You got two hometown heroes coming back to play for the NBA team.
mhm,
Both of them from the town. You know what I'm saying? Paul George
mhm,
from the town, Kawhi from the town. Both of
mhm,
them playing well. It makes sense. You're going to the money. You recoup the money. So that's the first thing.
yeah,
And then the just them and talent wise, you do it. You know what I mean? No, and it's not a knock against Shea. It's just that if you want to fill the seats immediately, you remember they
but
was trying to get their money up so they could get their own shit. You know what I'm saying? Them
well not
niggas was sleeping on the couch. Like
right, but
they
not
was
only
they
that,
was
Shea wasn't
they was
ready at the
sharing
time.
shit with the
Shea
Staples.
wasn't
Right.
ready.
there you
He
go.
was good.
So
Ah,
They knew he was
so
no,
gonna be good.
no,
They
that's
knew he
not
nah,
was
what
I
he
gonna be
did.
disagree.
good.
hold on,
That's
hold on,
what
hold
I
on, hold on, hold on,
disagree with.
hold on.
I said my take is I disagree with that. It's not that he wasn't ready. It's just that he wasn't filling the seats. It was more business than scouts, like Ice
But
was saying.
Steve
Nah.
Ballmer paid for that building on his own. So the only reason when he bought the team, his plan was already to move out of Staples, right? So he bought the building and had them build it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they own their own building. They one of the few.
Yeah.
He's one of the few owners that do. So that's kind of how that went. The old owner, the
Right.
racist dude, was cool with whatever that was, whatever
Hold,
happened. He really wasn't about
So
winning.
let me ask
hold
you a
on.
question, Breeze. So you
Go
telling
ahead.
me back in the day when PG got traded for SGA and those draft picks, you knew SGA was going to turn out to be the SGA he is today?
No. What I'm saying is they just did the same thing the Nets did. They just did it better as far as like with draft picks. Like we got the old Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. They got Kawhi Leonard, you know what I'm saying, and Paul George, right where you could argue they prime or whatnot. But
Right.
You know who?
I wanted, hold on. I wanted to pivot to Ice and Dylan to say that when you look at the draft picks that's besides Shet, they don't really have a lot of high draft picks in this finals. Shet might be the highest, and that's it.
Yeah,
Even
it's
though they
just Chet.
lottery picks, but it's just Shet. That's top three.
It's just Chet.
A lot of G leaguers.
A lot
Yeah.
of
I think
depth. A lot of
wasn't
depth.
Jalen
This is
Williams like
Yo,
this is
15?
I saw the
this
other day
actually
out of
kind
all of the
of this
players.
actually kind of points to
Isn't Jalen Williams 15 or something? Well, I think he was in
Jalen
that same
Williams was
draft.
14. Jalen Williams was
Yeah, so
14. But this kind
that's
of
That's
points
probably
to building a team not just around stars, but building
Right.
team depth,
But no, but
making
still,
sure
I
you
want to
have a
hold on.
deep roster.
Right, but I'm really trying to get to Dylan and Ice about how we could build a championship roster without a top three pick. That's where I'm trying to go with this.
Okay. All right. But first, before we switch over,
Do the Pacers got a top three pick?
No,
Ty Lue was the only one that seen SJ like that, and he told Kawhi that you being impatient. You got to give him a minute. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
mm,
Ty Lue
Okay.
didn't want to trade SGA. Just to put it out there like that. He didn't want to trade SGA.
good
yeah.
mention,
Okay.
guys.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
as far as trying to build, it's all about scouting, right? And finding a player that you believe can go to the next level, right?
Yeah.
As you hear the Nets talking about finding this player with this mentality, you hear Big Priest talking about the winning aspect of Ace Bailey and Dylan. Like you trying to find those said players, right? I mean, it's difficult. Don't get me wrong, it's difficult. Anybody could choose the wrong player or sleep on somebody because that was my topic. But today, how do scouts miss out on players like a Jalen Brunson or Halliburton or whoever? You know what I'm saying? You pick all these players in front of these guys and miss out on this guy because you're looking at something else. And how do scouts miss this when your job is to find said player, right? You go out and you look and you
Even to a
watch.
lower extent, Ice,
Say it again.
Giannis and Jokic as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Two
Like
of the top
I
three
had
players in the
Jokic.
league.
Yeah, it's a lot of players that do well. The players I had today on TikTok, it was like 6 to 8 players that were all taken in the 30s, and they like the best in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like the best in
Yeah.
the league picked in the 30s. So how are scouts missing this? And you know what I'm saying? So when you're trying to build a team, you have to be very confident. You got to look for said players. I mean, you got to look for every detail. You can't say because I was talking about Hanson Yang. I might have passed on Hanson Yang, but I'll take Hanson Yang. I was saying like, yo, he's too slow. The only thing he got every skill, he can do everything, but he's too slow. And then fans were saying like Joker. Fans were saying
Man,
Single,
people focus too much on the cons. Every player got cons, man.
right?
so
So
wait,
that's
hold
what I
up.
was
So
talking about.
Priest brought up
Go ahead.
Giannis, right? So I want to go back to because Giannis was drafted in 2013. So in that draft, the players that went before Giannis was obviously Anthony Bennett,
Yeah.
Victor Oladipo went 2,
Uh-huh.
Otto Porter Jr. went 3, Cody Zeller went 4, Alex Lynn went 5, Nolan's Noel went 6, Ben McLemore went 7, Contavious Caldwell Pope went 8, Trey Burke went 9, CJ McCollum went 10, Michael Carter Williams went 11, Steven Adams went 12, Kelly Olynyk went 13, Shabazz Muhammad went 14, and then the last pick was Giannis at 15 to Milwaukee. So I feel like at that time, Giannis was a raw prospect. Like it was kind of like a what if. But I think to Ice's point, they was going by basically what they did in college. Like, yo, this Cody Zeller at 4 sound crazy, but in Indiana, he probably was balling out. You know what I'm saying? During that time in Indiana, he probably was like, yo, Cody Zeller would be a good pick at 4. But looking back at hindsight, it might be just the fact that, yo, of course, Giannis is going number 1 overall. But same thing
But
with Oladipo in Indiana, he was balling out. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So it's kind of difficult, I think, in terms of you might choose a player in the moment because they're doing good in college, but if you pass out on that raw prospect who nobody really know, you might have a diamond in the rough with that player. So I mean, it's very difficult, and it depends on the mindset of the player. Does that player want to get better? Does that player want to win a championship? Does that player want to work on his game? Like
Facts.
it's a lot to
The
worry about when you
mentality
talk.
part.
The mentality is very important when drafting somebody.
Yeah.
Like, and you will know until you draft the guy and he plays for your organization. So,
I'm gonna ask you a question.
I mean,
Now, right? When you scout, you see Coop, you see Dylan, you see Ace, and you think they want to draft young because of the raw talent. You want the talent as raw as possible. You don't want a senior or what I'm saying, junior, but you want the upside of the raw talent. But when you see Coop, you're like, oh yeah, let's grab Coop. But like I said, when you see Ace and you see his raw talent, they like, I don't know. So it's like, is that like an example of like, I know you still gotta take a chance on anybody, but is that like the example of like Giannis? Like, you gonna pass up Ace because he's less ready right now, even though he has the most raw talent right now? You know what I'm saying? Is that an
that's
example?
that's true.
I don't think
They did
I
draft
wouldn't
Thomas
look at
Robinson over Dame.
I wouldn't look at Ace as that player.
Uh-huh. Who
To
would
be honest with you,
who
because
would you look at?
I still think he goes high. I would look at the guy. I think it was Fleming who y'all was talking about
Yeah.
last
Rashawn
Rashear
Fleming.
Fleming.
last string.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think he would be more of that type of player than Ace, because I still think Ace, because of his athletic gifts, is looked
Uh-huh.
at
Yeah, I
as
feel you.
that kind of player. I think
Uh-huh.
because
Rashear is looked at
we're
like some.
talking about diamonds in the rough, more or
Right.
Right.
less.
Rashear
Right.
is looked at somebody who could be a steal in the draft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there
So
you
I
go.
mean,
There you
Ace
go.
Ace is going to go top 5 no matter what, bro.
Right, right, right.
Regardless of who
So,
draft.
okay, so I'm putting somebody put him in the chat. Noah Senge, right? Somebody. I mean, he's
There you
he's
go.
like,
There you
yeah,
go.
someone like him can't really shoot. He does a lot of things well. You don't know what he's gonna be. Slim as hell. You know what I'm saying? But he be balling. Like, is that is that somebody you be like, hold on, let me not choose. Let me not let me not choose like if Pierce is not on the board, and let me not choose Constantinople, and let me take a chance with this guy. Is that something like what we talking about?
Bro,
Is that
it's nothing. Can I say something? It's
yeah,
nothing
yeah,
wrong with that. I feel like we focus as fans, we focus too much on the cons. If you look at all these guys, they all got their pros and cons.
fact,
Granted, Noah Asenga, he can't shoot, but he's athletic. He does everything right. Con Knipple can shoot, but he's not athletic. And
right,
he's limited with his bag. So it all depends on you doing your homework as a scout and as an organization, and you just
hmm
having a little bit of fucking luck.
Well, I hope the scouts
I'm
not
looking at it
focusing
like
on
this.
Khan.
Like, can y'all hear me? Because
Bro,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got
Go
switch
ahead.
Sacramento is
windows. Okay,
so
so I'm looking at it like
ass.
this, right? Like, let's go back to the Jalen Green draft, right?
Hmm.
Jalen Green was the number 2 pick. Sangoon was the 16th pick, right?
Yeah,
If you look at their careers thus far, and it's still very fresh. Sangoon right now looks like the better player.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about how the scouts go about getting to that final part. I would even take it a step further. To
Hmm.
me, Herb Jones in New Orleans looks like a better player, and he was the 35th pick.
Yeah. Well, that's what
So
I'm saying. Yeah, go ahead.
so it's so it's all about what really are you looking for? Jalen Brunson was the only reason he dropped is because of his height. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So what are you looking at? IT, even though I think the injury ruined him,
yeah.
IT was the last pick of his draft.
And
He
he's
had the
hooping,
Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
hooping, right, right.
You see what I'm saying?
So
So
yeah, so they overlook height, right? Height gets overlooked. Oh, you need a big guard. But them dudes like Brunson and him they got skill set. They skill sets is crazy. Like they unguardable. You know what I mean? For the most part. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And they do what they do for their team. But you would pass on it like, all right, now like they see Jeremiah raise the team, so they like, all right, he might go top. But I'm saying like somebody else like what's the dude name in the that play for Florida? The point guard for Florida that plays like
That's a good example.
what's the name?
I know
Damn.
you talk about the light skin cat.
Yeah, he plays
That's
like
a good
Jamal
The
example.
Murray. He play
Walter Clayton.
Walter Clayton. You talking
Walter
about Walter Clayton? Yeah,
Walter
Walter Clayton.
Clayton. Somebody, because now fans don't even want to draft Walter Clayton. A lot of fans on a lot of teams don't want to draft Water, but I see a few fans say, like, I draft him. I see NBA players saying he's going to be a problem in the league. You know what I'm saying? But because he's 6'2", 6'3", you know what I'm saying, and he's old and like I'll pass on him. But I do think if we pass on Jeremiah, I'll take Walter in the later round at the end of the draft, towards the end of
But
the
you
first
gotta
round.
understand too. Believe it or not, it's a lot of fans that want to draft Jeremiah Fierce, but there's also some fans out here on Twitter that don't want to draft Jeremiah because of his size, and they
Fact.
think he's going to be a liability once he gets in the league.
Hmm.
So,
The people
granted,
who are
it all
complaining about
depends.
his size just want to complain to complain. Sorry, because I got to jump in for a sec. The motherfucker is
Yeah, yeah.
6'4". He's a point guard. How much taller you want him to be? That is above average height for a point guard. If people are really complaining about his height, they do not understand the game of basketball. It's truly that simple. He is 6'4".
And he's physically
He's
built too.
he's
Like if
six
you
Well, they
look
four.
at
said
He's
his
he like
size,
athletic, and he's a
he like
workhorse.
six,
That
but in
kid
the
is the clear and
combine,
obvious pick.
I
Fact.
don't know if it's true, but I heard in the combine he was measured at 6'2.5" without
Yes.
shoes on.
Yeah, yeah. So with
Yeah, so he's
shoes,
like
he's
6'3" and a
definitely
half, 6'4" with
6'4".
shoes on. That's
Yeah.
that doesn't affect
I think he's
anything.
taller. He's taller than Kim. I think even if it's by 1 inch, I think he's taller than
I
Kim
mean, I get
Thomas.
what you're
So.
saying. I'm not listen. I want to draft Jeremiah Fierce, but what I'm telling you is there are fans out there that want to shay away from him because of
Because
his
of the height.
size.
Yeah, because of the height.
Yeah, and
People
I'm saying
don't
that those
like.
fans are fucking morons, straight up.
Yeah,
That, sorry, but he's the second best point guard in this draft as of right now. He's
That's
a
literally
mixture
what I
of
said.
Westbrook and Dame. If you were to look
Fact.
at that, like he's up there, man.
I said I
right.
would
He's
take him over
talented.
VJ. That's
Okay,
what I
okay.
said.
So let me ask
Straight
you
out.
this. Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think he would be a defensive liability in the league?
He's a
Not at six
workhorse. He's
four.
athletic, and
No.
he gives you 110%. Do I think he's going to be a great defender? No. Do I think he's going to be a liability? No.
No.
Okay.
I think he'll just be solid.
All
He's a
right.
guy
And when
that'll
we talk
give us
about
like a perimeter ball.
liabilities, I think that term gets thrown around way too much because there was Steph Curry was called a liability. Joker was called a liability, right? So when we talk about liability, we need to look at how the player works. You
You
Right.
see
could
what I'm
be a
saying?
Bro,
liability, but
they are
you're only a
liabilities
liability
though,
if you don't
Priest.
have a team
Just like
constructed around you.
we talk about Brunson. He's a fucking liability. Whether we like
No,
That is
it
I
is
said
what it
them
is.
true.
too because Steph Curry has improved a great deal defensively. Joker is a liability on the perimeter. If
Right.
so, what you would do is if you have a player who's a liability on the perimeter, you would try to run stuff that will limit them being taken advantage of to their weaknesses. You see what I'm saying? Because every like I think it was you, Joey, who said every player has weaknesses.
Yeah.
So you would try to set your team up so that
Right,
those
to
weaknesses
hide those weaknesses. Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. And that's
Like
what
I
what
the
mean,
Golden
Warriors
State
did
did
with
with
Steph.
that
Steph,
comes
with
into play
surrounding
with
him
team
with
defense. So
Clay and Draymond.
As of right now, I think the only threat to fears with us is Utah at 5. I think that's it. I know
You
the
don't think New
Pelicans.
Orleans?
I think New Orleans has interest, but realistically, if Trey Johnson or one of Derek Queen or Maluak is on the board, there's absolutely no reason for them not to take one of those two.
Yeah.
They're
No.
better fits for their
Yeah,
teams right
because
now, and they also
they
have
already paid DeJounte Murray is already making money on that team and
Trey.
they
Yeah,
traded a lot
yeah,
to get
Trey.
him.
Exactly. Trey Johnson.
So
Trey Johnson is their CJ McCollum replacement after his contract expires, or Maluak or Queen is already an improvement over Missy, who they drafted last year. Like, there's no reason for them to take fears. So
so
I don't believe that.
who do the Wizards take?
the Wizards
Honestly,
have
Queen
a lot
probably.
invested at that guard position.
yeah, I
So
got
I
them
think the
taking one of the
Wizards are
centers
more
also.
inclined to take a wing
I don't know.
or
Oh, I think they're
Mm-mm.
taking
You
one of
think
the centers.
Malawak go to the
They want
Wizards?
the center.
I
yeah,
think
They want
the
I was
Wizards
gonna
do.
get there. I was gonna get there.
I
I
was gonna
think
say
they
I think
take
the
a
Wizards
wing
do.
or a center. I think those two positions are much bigger for them as far as what they're looking for. A
See,
big
I
man
think
first and then a wing second, I would say.
I think the Wizards have one of two options. They either take one of the bigs at 6, or they're packaging up picks and players to move up to 3 with Philly.
Yeah, they want a big for sure. I know. I've been watching. Every
I've been hearing that they
team,
wanted Queen.
everything.
They
They
want
want.
Queen to pair with Sar.
Yes, they want Queen or they want Maluach. And I say the fans want Maluach, not Queen. New Orleans want Queen for sure, hands down. And they
Which doesn't
That's
make
want to
why
sense
pour
what
their
I
because
was
big
Zion
team
saying
is
in New
very
is
Orleans.
expensive, so you would think
if
they'd
you
want the better
remember when I was
defender.
up here before, I said some teams now I don't know how this draft is going to shake out. I believe there's going to be movement, But some current teams have Maliwa as high as third on their board.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let me ask y'all this. Let's just
That's
say,
true.
let me ask y'all this. Let's say in a hypothetical world, Trey or VJ get pushed to us. Do we pick them?
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean if
I
Fears
would
is
pick
on the board?
anybody,
No,
I would
if
pick
Fierce is
anybody
off
in
the
this
board,
world
let's say
other than Trey
Fierce is hold
Johnson.
on. Let's say Fierce is off the board, Molly Walker's off the board, and somehow Trey or VJ falls in our lap.
I'm
I'll take
taking
VJ. I'm
Trey and
not taking
pulling in
Trey.
a day. Well, Dylan don't like Trey, so that
I
makes
think
sense.
Trey is one of the worst fucking prospects for this team you could possibly think of. You're adding 2 inches. You're adding 2 inches to Cam Thomas. You're not doing a fucking thing with that pick. It takes away from his development simply because of Thomas, and Thomas is not a point guard. He's been in the league for 5 years. He's not a fucking point guard. So pairing those two does nothing for your franchise.
You don't think
So
it's the
are you
same with
pairing
VJ?
those
Because
two would
VJ's
be
a
the
point
question.
You're
guard.
just shitting your pants and changing your shirt. That's exactly what you're doing with that pick. If you get Trey Johnson,
But
If
isn't VJ
if
a
you
shooting
take
guard
Trey
too?
Johnson, are you?
Trey
But see, this
Johnson's
is
a
my
shooting guard,
question.
but he's a two-way shooting guard. He is a high caliber defender with extreme athleticism that has a completely different offensive game than Cam Thomas. Trey Johnson
That's
is a
what.
copy and paste and add 2 inches to him. That's
All right, so hold on.
really it.
I don't think
But
he's
what you from
completely
what you
Cam
just
Thomas
said,
though.
that Trey Johnson isn't a copy and paste because Trey Johnson plays elite level defense.
No, I
So
was saying VJ plays elite level defense and that he's the two-way guy, which is why I
Right,
would
right.
take
VJ is
him
more
oh,
of a
even though they
two-way
play the
guy
same
than Trey
position.
is. Like
okay, yeah.
I feel like Trey is more of a 3-level scorer, more elite offensively, but I feel like VJ is more sound on both ends of the floor.
I put it
Yeah,
out
to
earlier.
me,
There's
Trey
5 or 6
or
guys that I would
VJ
just
would be
not
the
take in this
pick. But
draft.
if I'm taking Trey, then to me, and this is just from the outside looking in, that's a signal that I'm moving off of or not going to pay Cam Thomas. That's what that was signal to me.
I feel like a VJ and Cam Thomas backcourt would work better than a Cam Thomas and Trey backcourt.
I don't think that would be the backcourt. To Dylan's point, if I take Trey Johnson, that would show me as a fan, just from the outside looking
That
in,
Cam Thomas
that
getting traded.
yeah, that Cam Thomas is no longer a part of the future.
Because Trey is a legit two guard, like legit two. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got to put weight to get to the three because of his height. He might can play the three, but you want Trey
I
to be
think
at
he's one of those Devin Booker archetypes, like just a really good shooter. Possibly, I
I
don't
don't know.
think the defensive end is it's questionable, but
To me,
I mean,
I made a list of 6 of the players, no matter what the pick is, that I'm not touching. It's Jonas, Trey Johnson, Austin Noel, Liam McNeely, Walter Clayton, and Hugo Gonzalez. I absolutely fucking hate those 6 players as prospects. And I'm telling you, I've watched like 10 to 15 hours worth of tape on probably about 30, 40 prospects. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I could be wrong on a few of them, like every person is that does draft studies, but
back.
like these are the 6 that I'm not fucking touching no matter what. I
but
do
then
not like the
again, this is
upside
I
on them.
I think this
disagree
is
with
Ice
Fit on
Point.
them.
I
But I
disagree
think this
with
is Ice Point though. Like with the VJ and Trey, like we really don't know because in a few years, who's to say Trey Johnson isn't better than VJ Edgecombe, and
There's
who's
a
to say
chance.
that
the only
VJ
one that I
isn't
would
better than
disagree with
Trey?
is Liam McNeely at 19. If Liam McNeely was there at 19, I would be willing to look there.
Think about it this
That
way: at 8, I wouldn't touch Trey Johnson with a 10-foot pole.
Uh-huh.
Jonas, same thing. If we trade up into the lottery for a second lottery pick, I'm not touching Jonas with that pick either. I'm not touching Aso Noel with that second lottery pick either. I'm not touching McNeely at 19. I think Walter Clayton is one of the most overhyped up players I've ever seen in my life. He's a senior in fucking college. There is minimal upside on the player. He is not that
So
good.
what about
He is a forever
Noah
role
at
player.
8, Dylan? What about Noah at 8?
Asenge, I don't know how I feel about it if you have guys like Malawak, Knepel, or
No, I'm saying
Spears
those guys are off the board.
who's off the board. Oh, those guys are all off the board. Yeah, then
Yeah.
I like Asenge or Demon there.
Okay.
People who have problems with Demon is another pet peeve of mine. The dude's fucking 6'9" and he's the best playmaker in the draft class, and he just showcased at the combine how he's a
Priest
better
about to go
three-point
off.
The disrespect is disgusting on him. This
I
kid is
would
legit
not.
top 10.
I would
Hold
not.
on, hold
Hold on,
on,
let
y'all.
Priest
Hold on.
You're not touching
rebuttal.
Diego with a 10-foot pole.
Hold on,
It
hold
is.
on, y'all. Hold on. I got a call. Ring, ring. Yeah. This is Mr. Clip. Yeah, I'm finna make these clips.
But nah, I gotta tell y'all that if y'all want a part two, just say that. Just say that. I got time. Y'all want a part two? Y'all want a
I
part
got
two?
a
Y'all
little
want?
bit of time. Yeah, I'm down.
All right. So
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
I'm
got
a, I'm
time
a,
because it ain't no
and
way.
yeah, and again, I
Can't
gotta
let
let y'all
that
Nah,
go.
know.
I need to have this debate
Listen,
because this is
yeah,
ridiculous
yeah.
how people got
Listen,
this shit up.
I do this so for y'all as well. Like y'all got good content, so it clips y'all too. It don't just clip Big Fan Breezy, which is hilarious. But I'm gonna get this content. Next fans is the best fans. We'll be right back, y'all. Peace.